everyone, and welcome to another episode of Filthy Casual Fridays. My name's Jake, and if you notice, I am off-center, and that's because tonight, at a dramatically appropriate moment, Croog will be joining us. We will know when Croog's here because you will see, and by see, I mean you will hear the barking of small dogs as soon as he gets here. But we have some really fun stuff to go over. And I'm really excited because there's lots of goodies. As you can see with this cool, awesome new camera setup, woo, we have a couple books and we have some cards. So this is the Starfinder Deck of Many Worlds. This is going to be an entire deck of cards that's going to go over different worlds that you can use as a GM, different pieces of information. I actually have not opened this. I'm going to open it up on screen. We have an adventure book, which we're going to go over last. So if you are going to use this, and there might be spoilers in it, we're going to go over it last, so you have an opportunity to kind of bow out without having to skip through half of this. But this looks really cool. I'm really excited about it. I'm also very intrigued because magic's a real thing, right? So magic's a real thing, and yet there's still a circus. So we'll see how that works. And then what I'm very, very excited about going over, this I have gone through, is the new Gods and Magic book. I'm very excited. And so I'm going to be going through these. And as I'm going through these, I'm going to be watching chat. And we're going to be talking about everything that's in these. And yeah, so let's start with the Deck of Many Worlds right here. But yeah, let's see. All right, so, okay, there's a section that says flat out start here. So why don't we start here? If you can't tell, I seriously have not opened these. Always love Gods in Fantasy Tabletop. I do too. I really, really enjoy that. By the way, those are lovely stickers on your laptop. Yes. Hold on. Let me go back to the other view. Yeah. You like my stickers? Yeah. You like all my stickers? This one's not that. I've never heard of this show. This is just a sticker I found. All right. Let's go through this. All right, so to start here, welcome to the Deck of Many Worlds. You can use this deck of 100 world cards to quickly and easily create millions of possible worlds by following a short set of instructions after you make your first world. You likely won't need to reference these instructions much, leave you to free fill the entire galaxy with worlds of your own creation. I really like that. I like the idea because one of the kind of issues of Starfinder itself is the fact that, I mean, is it a problem or am I overreacting? That's probably a question, because the idea is that there's a lot of possibilities of worlds, and so there's a lot of creativity that can go into them. But having something in your back pocket that you can just be like, oh, and this place is great, you know what I mean? And have some basics behind it. Okay, it's a lawful, I don't know. I'm jumping ahead. So let's continue on with this. On the opposite side of this card, you will see how the multiple card combinations to create a single world, while the next instruction card names each element on the world's card. The rest of these instructions walk you through using those elements to create truly unique worlds and show you how to use this deck to inspire your creation of systems, settlements, and characters. Jake, need that Court of Corvids podcast update. Oh yeah, I know. There's so much stuff going on that I'm behind on a lot of things. Trust me, I'm aware. I've got to update the podcast for Court of Corvids. And I need to update the podcast for both. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the shows. Long Beach by Night and Clear Skies. I know. let's see. As you proceed, remember this is your galaxy, so you can always change any minor or major detail of the world you create as you see fit. Change gravity or resident species at a whim. Add and remove entire continents. Tweak story prompts. Do anything you want. No, that Croog is going to join me. But Croog is getting off of work. So as soon as he's off of work, he's going to be heading here and joining me to talk about all of this stuff. It's also one of the reasons why I'm waiting to go over Gods and Magic until Croog gets here. Hope you're busy is good ways. Yes, being busy is because we have 5 shows that we do every week, plus GameGorgon, plus planning for future shows, and by 4 shows or 5 shows a week, I actually mean we have 6 days a week we are doing stuff, if not 7 on a regular basis, where we're like prepping and doing stuff. So it's lots. All right, so here is the first instructions on how this works. Sample world. This is what your randomly generated world will look like through most of you're likely have more alien species. Keep this card handy as you learn how to create your own world. So it looks like you've got like, oh, okay, all right. I'm getting this. I think I'm understanding this. Thank you, that Ewok, for the bits. And thank you for using that specific bit so that we get even more money. And by money, I mean pennies. Thank you for the extra 20 cents. All right. World card front. So let's do this at the same time, right? So we have a world card. Let me know if you need me to zoom in on this or anything, like to get more detail or more information. But so the world card is going to have some basic information. So it says gravity is standard, atmosphere is normal, biomes, there's airborne, aquatic. So this is basically like an Earth style planet. And then I believe what you do would me bringing this up closer to the camera help? Something like that. Let me know if that helps out a little bit. So if you notice, so it's got the text. Let me forget. It's got the text that's explaining the information up here, and then down here, if you'll notice, there's like a bunch of come on. There's a bunch of just like random information down here. So on the back side of these cards, you'll see that there are like arrows pointing up and down, and so you actually place these cards on top like this, so that when you're randomly generating this world, you have, okay, religion is low, lawful chaos is high, you don't have anything for lawful good, tech is low, magic, and so it kind of gives you like different pieces of information like about the world, and then if you can tell, this is another. You'll notice that there's also like alien species on the left and right. So you would actually place them to the left and right of this to get like what the primary species are on the planet. And so at the end, it should look something like this. Ooh, come on. So it will look something like this. So you have like the basic information behind. Like cybernetic zombies are apparently very prevalent on this. Of course, zombies would come up with me. And then yeah, so you have different alien groups and stuff like that. I started playing in streaming games of Pathfinder 2nd Edition because Jake and Croog. Looking forward to tomorrow night. What's happening tomorrow night? I brought the Starfinder CRB. Haven't played it yet. Anyone here get any games in and can compare it to Pathfinder? So I've played Starfinder a bit. I would say that it's more complicated than Pathfinder is, but it's more complicated. It's significantly more complicated. than Starfinder or than Pathfinder. Starfinder, there's a lot more. Like there's two different styles of health. Like there's your hit points, but then there's like this stamina, and like stamina you can heal by like just resting, but health takes a while. So like, and then there's different types of like weaponry. So there's like a lot more to that game. Anyways, I haven't finished even reading the instructions. I literally did the thing that I always do, which is I just like see a picture and then I skip forward. Oh, my stream game is tomorrow night. LOL, you aren't missing anything. Oh, well, you're streaming your first Pathfinder 2nd edition game? All right. So one world card with slots for choices, a low card to turn those toggles on and off, and on the left and right card are for dominant species. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. I think I'm gonna try zooming in just a little bit more so I don't have to keep holding it up, so we can like see a little bit better. Let me know if that works for you guys. So yes, so we would start with this base planet, right? And then these are also more planet cards. So like if on the back of every planet card, there are 2 species and random pieces of information. So you would, drop this down. And then this would go here. Boom. And then these 2 at random you would choose and go off to the left and right. Boom and boom. So actually the way that this planet gets like created, this is a pretty scary planet. Yeah. So then basically this is just like a starter plate of how everything gets started up, and then you can create a world from that point. This isn't a card game, no. We are on book 2 of Age of Ashes. I'm playing the Ancient Elf Universalist Wizard. That's awesome. Oh, and dedicated into alchemy. That's the way you do it. Right there. Alchemy. Level 6 currently. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I tried to do a home game of Age of Ashes and everyone died. So most of the team didn't do well. They ended up having to run back to town because they did stupid stuff. That's actually really a novel system. It turns 1 card into potentially combination of 4, which can be combined with 3 cards. What are the dice numbers used for? What do the 6? Yeah, okay. So we haven't gotten there yet. So, basically, this first card is explaining how worlds work, right, and is giving pieces of information. So 1, it's explaining that's the artwork. Hey, 2, this is the like generic pieces of information about this planet. And then 3, which is down here at the bottom, it says the same 6 attributes appear in different orders on each card. Each attribute is explained on a corresponding instruction card. Okay. So then we go to the back side of these cards, like this guy. And then it's got so in this illustration name, and so it's explaining that these are going to be 4 and 6. Okay, so on this section on the left hand side is going to be sapiens. This illustration name, and so this is basically like, here are the species that are here. Now the ones on the right side are the threats. So it's I'm literally explaining it off camera like an idiot. So the left side over here is going to be the main, like, what is the main race of this, or the main ancestry of this planet, and then the right side is the threat. So that's why over here the right side is cybernetic zombies, and then over here we have the like giant brained little creatures are the main race over here. And then on the center of the card, so it says 5 here. That right there, it says cards are numbered from 1 to 100. Okay, it's just numbered so that you can keep it in order, I guess. I don't really understand that portion of that. And then it says 7. Again, I'm trying to explain all of this off camera because I forgot I narrowed everything in. Attribute key. This is combined with attribute bar in the front of a different card, generating the unique set of attributes for every pair of cards. Yeah, I think this would be really interesting for cities. I think would be really cool to have this exact kind of setup for like fantasy cities. So like a Pathfinder version of this, of like, hey, this is the main ancestry and this is the main threat. But instead of like, yeah, I think that would be really fun. Oh yeah, you can use a D100 and to pull cards. Okay, okay. I don't know if you are like, you know, just smarter than me. All right, so 8, which is where you guys were asking about what are these numbers. So this over here says it's a star field. The brightest stars in a given star field, represented by a number from 1 to 6, you can use these as a random number generator to decide how many creatures live on a world, for instance. So it's just a random number generator, apparently. Okay. And then on the 8, oh no, the 8 is supposed to be the stars. Oh, these are both 8. I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. And then number 9, which is the center, is the story hook seed that adds an interesting twist to a world's attribute or physical trait. So for the world hook on this one is a manifestation of deities and other entities existing only as long as as the creator wishes. Okay, so I guess that's the story hook for this planet that has cybernetic zombies and big old alien people. So we have gone through this card. So these over here are explaining different aspects of these cards even more. So this one's saying creating a world. This one is creating a world continued. These are the hooks, which are giving you more information about these little hooks. Aliens, which are explaining what the sapiens and the threats are. Yes. So yeah, these are like the main creatures that like run the towns and or run the planet, and then this is your threats. These are the things that are tearing things down. All right, so now this is the card I really wanted to see, which is the Accord, which are these little like up and down arrows. So if it's got an up arrow, it says the world is likely to likely internally peaceful with an organized single or shared government, though this might be thanks to a utopian republic or an oppressive tyrant. Okay, it's a little dash like this one is. Several divisions exist among the world's inhabitants with varying levels of cooperation and discord among factions. Okay. And then for the down one, it means societies on this world are discordant, disorganized, or both. Sapient species, nations, or smaller factions might be locked into a political, possibly even violent struggle for supremacy. And then, yeah, so each one of these, each one of these cards gives like an example of like what it means when the magic is got an up arrow or a down arrow alignment. Creating a system, so you can create an entire system of worlds. Creating non-player characters. I like this. I really like this. I want to know what you guys think of this. Like, if I played more Starfinder, I think I would like legit just use this. You know what would also okay, so I'm thinking about these numbers a little bit more, and I think what would also be interesting, I think another way of using these numbers would be not only to be able to randomly generate it, but I think what's also like a good way of using these is also to organize yourself so in between play. So you can be like, okay, starting from the top, which is the planet, okay, I'm using 1, left side is 2, right side is 3, and bottom is 4. So you would literally be able to write down 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever order they may be from top to bottom, so that when you come back to it later, you don't have to have it memorized. You can just be like, oh, card 4, 5, 7, 2, 1, 3 are all the cards that I'm using for this planet, and then you've got an assortment past that point. I like it as well. I invested in card-based deck for assisting in RP. I think that this is very, very helpful. I really do think that this should be something that they should also do for Pathfinder. Because this is clever. This is really clever. I don't know what information is going to be on here. Like, instead of like gravity or atmosphere, maybe it's like it's just talking about the biome of that location, like hilly, grass, you know, hillside, or I mean, there's a ton of stuff. So I'm just being uncreative by thinking about like, this is not gravity. There's a lot of this that you can think about. I think this is very cool. I like this a lot, actually. Weather, yeah, what kind of weather? A lot of the like I'm looking at the artwork, and at least like the top handful of them look very like planet earthy. But let's go through some of this artwork. So we got kind of a lot of this like planet Earth kind of style, just like different amounts of water, really. All right, so now we're gonna get into a little bit different. What's in town? See, I think that the problem with saying like what's in town as piece of information on here is because if you're going to use this, I think one of the things that's going to be on here, you're going to have magic, right? But you're also going, instead of tech, you would have like commerce, you know? So it's like saying, oh, there's a bazaar in town, right? In this section. But then if like instead of tech, you put commerce, and then had a down arrow for it, you're like, oh, well, crap, those kind of contradict each other. So let's see. Okay, now we've got kind of like a gaseous swamp area. It's airborne, aquatic. Okay, so these are kind of also like pseudo earthy, but now we're getting into some cooler stuff. I do enjoy that there is artwork instead of just like a block of text of like, this is just base information, because then you can have like an idea of what the planet looks like. Tech equals wealth. You think so? You think you'd use tech and wealth? I also like that they are in different orders. So even if you pull a planet and you pull 12 as your next thing, it's going to be different depending on the planet, right? Because this one is religion, tech, accord, law and chaos, good and evil, and magic versus law, chaos. You know, it's in a completely different order. I can see that. I can see tech equaling wealth, and like how I guess that could also go into accord though, right? There's a lot there. There's a lot that can be kind of gone into that. Sorry. Very thirsty. I'm talking a lot. All right, so let's keep going through some artwork. Going back into some play. What I want to see is I want to see a non-round planet. That's what I want to see. I just want to see if like a square planet. I want to be like, oh, hey, there's where the Borg live. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these just feel like different like acclamations of like Earth style. Like this one's a little bit different because it looks like it's primarily ice. But like, is there a huge difference between these? Like, I feel like for biomes, there's just like a lot of the same biome pieces of information. Like it's almost like copy paste over and over and over again. Yeah, I get that, but you know, maybe in the other deck, maybe there's less earthy style planets. Okay, this is kind of cool. Okay, so here we go. We got a little different on this one. So atmosphere is toxic. So that's interesting. I like that because you've got this kind of like gross like blackness coming in. Is there another pack? There is. There's another like in the whole thing. There was like a separation between two different decks. So there's like a 1 through 100 and then another 1 through 100. So we'll get into those next. This one kind of looks like the planet's been cracked on the center. I think they don't want to go too crazy with the environment so you don't kill your players. I mean, the atmosphere, I get that, though. Like, if you don't want to be like, oh, this is toxic, you're going to die the second you come into it. But, like, I just mean the biomes. The biomes all seem the same. Airborne, aquatic, arboreal, Arctic, desert, forest, marsh, mountain, plain, subterranean. Like, that section of it is just kind of repeated. I think this one is the exact same. Yeah, so like that's kind of like the issue, is that in this biome section, I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you all can see what I mean by that. But like where it says biome right here, right there, it's basically the same on all of these cards. Do those correspond with monsters? So on the back side, every single one of them have 2 monsters. I don't know if like the second pack has a different type of monsters, or if the planets are just like completely different or not, because we haven't gotten that far yet. Hey, how's it going, Lord? Lord of the Nines. How are you doing, buddy? All right, so yeah. More terrain, worlds. Okay, this one's... I'm just trying... Like, right now, at this point, I'm basically trying to see if there's any major differences between them other than visually. And then, like, the random generated at the bottom. You're writing like your life depended on you? Why are you writing so much? And does your life depend on it? All right, so... Okay, so we also have some, like, it looks like we've got some repeat stuff, like some repeat artwork as well, because we had seen this cracked Earth already, and then we'd seen this kind of like poisony planet. So I feel like either I screwed up on how I was going through the cards, or we have duplicate artwork, which is fine. I don't really have an issue with the duplicate artwork. Maybe I just screwed up on how I did this. It does. If I finish, I get to go home. Gotcha. Well, I'm sorry if I'm distracting you, but you have control of your computer. Yeah. So I do like the artwork. I do like the cards. I like the concept of these as a whole. I do like that. And it feels like there is quite a bit. I mean, especially, let's see if they even like it feels like there is a lot of species in here. I wonder if they duplicate at all. See, I would even like, at this point, I would actually like find specific things. I mean, that's what they say, right? They're like, oh, you can find specific things that like make sense, or if the world you want to create. You're always distracted by me. All right, so let's go through the second pack. So, Lords, what we're going over is we're going over the Starfinder deck of many worlds, which is really interesting. So on one side of the card, there is a planet, some information about the gravity, atmosphere, biomes. Okay, so here you go. The biomes are different. This one is airborne, radioactive, space, and thermic. Okay, so these are different. These are different from the first pack. Yeah, okay. All right, but these also seem very similar to each other when it comes to... No, these ones are... Okay, I like this pack way better, since they're drastically different from each other. All right. So basically, Lords, how this works is you get a planet, and then you get a random card, and a random card, and you place them in such a way that allows you to create your own system, your own planet, based off of these random pieces of information. And of course, I built this off camera, so that's not very helpful. So boom, boom, and Boom. Right? Then you put the planet on top of it. And then based off of how everything lands, bases the information about this planet. So with this guy, we know that this is the primarily species on this planet. So uplifted bears are the primary species on this planet. And then this is the major threat to this planet, which is living apocalypse. And then down at this bottom gives you information about that. Going it alone tonight. I am going it alone temporarily until Croog gets here. Again, no idea when Croog's going to be here, so I'm just going to keep going until Croog shows up. But once Croog's here, we'll probably end up having to go through this again, but it'll be fine. But yeah, the first 1 through 100 are probably habitable class M worlds. Probably. I don't know. I don't read things. This is just how I do things. But yeah, so this kind of gives you the information around this planet. So you can create this, have a planet, do the same thing, so that if your crew really wants to travel through space and travel through different areas, you can randomly generate worlds, which I love, because then you can do this on the fly. Because even at the bottom of each of these, they actually flat out tell you what books are in these. So this one's Starfinder Alien Archives 2. This is Starfinder Alien Archives 2. So you would basically go, okay, for this planet, all I need is Alien Archives 2, and I need to just find these 2 creatures within this, and I'll be able to randomly generate it without having to spend like hours outside of game. First pack, I think, is 1 through 50? No. So I got... You right. You're right. Yeah, so first pack is 1 through 50. This one is 51 through 100. I don't know why I thought it was 2 packs of 100. You kind of have to be able to randomly generate planets in Starfinder, right? Parties are kind of assumed to have a ship, so if it's not mistaken. Yeah, so, yeah, you have to be able to randomly generate... I mean, you don't necessarily have to randomly generate planets. Like, you as a GM could probably go, all right, these are the planets that the players need to go to. And when they go, okay, I want to go to a random planet, or if they're like, okay, I want to travel here, you can be like, okay, cool. Well, they're going to go to one of these planets that I've already created that they need to go there. Unless they say, I want to go to a, like, unless your players know of these planets that already exist, and they go, I want to go to any planet other than these 3 planets because they know about them. But theoretically, you as a GM would have already had like maybe a handful of things planned beforehand. So I don't think you have to randomly generate them, but this is super helpful. And what you missed beforehand is it would be really fun to have this same kind of setup for Pathfinder. Imagine a planet of indigo and Kroogs. Yes, but the indigos would be over here where it's the main species, and then the threat would be Kroogs. I really like this. I like this a lot. Let's put these back, and then we'll get into some of the meat and potatoes of this. I think it'd be cities. I think it would just be individual cities instead of countries or continents. I think it would literally you'd be able to make one per city. So if like your players just wanted to be like, oh, I want to go to the nearest city, and you're like, or if you put a creature that they're afraid of, and then they go, oh, I'm scared of this, I don't want to do this. All right, so I'm going to adjust the camera just a hair so that we can get more of the book in here. So this is Gods and Magic. I'm very, very, very excited about this book. Excuse me, need a little bit of water. Croog said that he's going to be here actually in the next 5 minutes or so. Cool. So let's just go into Gods and Magic without him. Actually, you know what? Let's wait until Croog gets here, since he said 20 minutes, 15 minutes ago. So let's not go into that. Is there anything that you want to see about this? Like, do you want to see any more of the artwork of the aliens or anything like that about this, or have any ideas of how you would use these for your game? Yep. Yep. Thanks, Ewok. Do you know if the instructions can be found anywhere online? Like the instruction cards that these come with, like these pieces? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't think I doubt that they will, just for the fact that like this is not going to be like, I don't think they're going to try to sell this PDF style. So I don't think that they're going to then also like release the books or anything like that. That Ewok, by the way, Lords of the Night, that Ewok is going to be our guest next week on Filthy Casual Friday. So he is just being a pain in the ass, is what he's doing. Explain the dice numbers again. Okay, all right. I will try to do a better explanation of the dice numbers on the side. Let's see. All right, so. Do I have the cards that I need? Did I lose a card already? Of course they probably did. Oh, Lord of the Nine does have my PvP story. So Lord of the Nines and I were playing Pathfinder First Edition a very, very long time ago. And one of our players got very, very drunk and decided that he wanted to kill a random NPC, but not just kill a random NPC, but kill a random NPC in the middle of a party around everyone. So there was no like hiding at all. And so Lords of the Nine managed to see this happening and was able to read that this happened, and yeah, it just didn't go well, and he ended up killing him. Anyways, so okay, so you wanted me to go over the numbers a little bit more. Okay, so the numbers on the card are labeled as 8, which is star fields. The brightest stars in a given star field represent a number from 1 through 6. You can have these as a random number generator. So basically these are just random number generators. That's literally all it is. And they're saying, like, an example that you can do is decide how many creatures live on the world, for example. So it's basically saying, like, hey, yes, this is the main species on the planet. Yeah, the Strix are the main species on the planet, but you have a 6 here. So this is a random number generator that you can use for something else. Whether that be, oh, there's now 6 species on this, or, it's just a random number generated through 6, because I think that they wanted to fill those spots with something, but there's really no, like, specific thing to it. If you're too lazy to roll a d6. Yeah, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what it is. It literally, the whole description says the brightest stars in a given star field represent a number from 1 to 6. You can use these as a random number generator. That's the whole thing. Distance from the sun. Sure, if you're like, okay, every one is 1,000 miles, and you on this, okay, or maybe this is the 6th planet in from the sun, or there's how many moons are surrounding it? 6. These are literally just a random number that they've chosen. Yeah, that's really all it is. I don't take it as you want. Take it as you will. Whether that's useful for you or not. But yeah, I also really like the Strix, by the way, as a group. 6 toggles in the strip, so it's divisible by 6. Sure. Yeah, so that's really, it's literally just a random number generator that you can use. So if you say, okay, the number on the left side always represents what planet, how many planets from the sun it is. But the problem with that, I don't know if the problem with that would be like, okay, if it's a 1 and it's a normal biome, and then you have to be like, okay, well then the planet is has something to guard from the amount of heat coming from the sun. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could affect or change. I really want to just go into this book already. Croog can catch up, I guess. This is the first page of the book, which is a lovely build. Actually, let's talk about this cover. So this is the first time that they have used a cover that is not just like big monster players that are fighting big monster. This is literally the first book that they've come out with as that. And so you've got 3 of the gods that has managed to get to the Starstone and touch the Starstone for the first time. The Starstone, if you don't know what it is a star that fell from a meteor that fell from the ground. A dude touched it. He became a god. He created this entire like huge thing that surrounded the Starstone. And then basically you have to go through all of these trials and tribulations to be able to get to the Starstone. And if you manage to touch the Starstone, you then get to become a god. And these are the 3 that got to do that after the fact. I know you're almost here. I'm trying to buy you time, Croog. Do you want me to buy you time by drinking water? Yes, it's a meteor that fell from the ground. No, it fell from the sky. It fell from the sky. But I really love this just pile of dead bodies just like chilling out here. Just like, I want to touch this. But yes. Let's just go ahead and open that first blue page. All right, so this is kind of what we've got for this. We have overview, Gods of the Inner Sea, which is probably where like most people play, is within the Inner Sea. Demigods and other divinities, philosophies and spiritually, character options, which character options. Hold on, let me widen this camera just a little bit more. Yeah, so you can see the whole gloriousness. Some additional feats that we're going to be able to get. Some spells, domains, items, weapons, an appendix. So the appendix is huge on this because on the appendix, it's literally 10 pages of additional gods that they could not fit fully within the book, which I think is cool. Vamp. Why are we saying Vamp? Tell us about your show on this channel. Oh God. How about that 5 minutes? Yeah, I know. It's been longer. So we'll look at this. We'll show this beautiful artwork off while I discuss what shows that we have on this channel. If you do not know what shows we have on this this channel, should I just come in when I get here? Yes, just come in, Croog. Or just go to the door. The dogs will bark. We'll find out. Shows that we have on this channel. Monday nights is Clear Skies, which is a Star Trek show that has a wonderful cast. Tuesdays is Hijinks and Handlebars, which is a Kids on Bikes game, which again also has a wonderful cast. Wednesdays, we're actually down on Wednesdays now, which is great because that means I get a day of the week off other than Thursdays, which we record shows. We're actually, for the next few weeks, we're actually recording the episodes of A Darkened Wish, which is on the official Dungeons and Dragons Twitch channel. And that is a tie-in with the Dungeons and Dragons comic book that is by Dave Walters, who is the GM of that show. Then Fridays is this show, which is Filthy Casual Fridays. Usually we're playing video games, but I got these wonderful goodies from Paizo, and so I thought it would be a good opportunity to go through them with all of you. Saturdays are a wonderful day where I get to record episodes of GameGorgon. And then Sunday mornings is Long Beach by Night, which is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game. And that has B. Dave Walters also as a GM and has, again, wonderful cast. Then After that show is Court of Corvids, which is our Pathfinder 2nd Edition show where I am the GM of it. We are currently in our 3rd arc, which means how I've kind of been structuring the show is we do these shorter arcs where we take a little bit of break so that people that are just finding the show have an opportunity to turn around and catch up and watch the show. We also try to make some updates, like we make a little update video so people can come in and go like, oh, hey, that's cool. Hello, Firestarter, how's it going? It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said, I'm angry. Has it been 1 week since I've said that? I'm angry at you. I don't know why. Why do I say I'm angry at you? What's up, Ewok? That song lyrics. Gotcha. Whatever. I don't. Are we just saying random things in here now? But yeah, that's all of our shows. Then we have GameGorgon, which is a show where we talk about rules and stuff like that. About different games. We also talk about just general game news sometimes. Yeah. I'll say it, potatoes. All right, I'm going to keep going because it has now almost been 30 minutes. So this is some awesome artwork. So this kind of section is talking about why faith matters as a whole. The roles of what gods do. Yes, it is a skull bikini. Did it take you that long to just realize? Yes, and you got a skull top, you got a skull bottom. I don't know how the bottom is attached. I don't want to know. I'm assuming it's human flesh though. Well, we just trying to make time for the missing. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot to this book, okay? Croog can miss the first couple of pages. It'll be all right. Especially since a lot of this is just kind of like walls of text, which is not really fun. Rules elements. This book presents the following new rules elements. I don't know why that had to receive its own header and its own sentence. But it did. All right, so expanded domain initiative. I'm here and I didn't kill anyone. Hey, you didn't kill any of the players tonight? Congratulations. I'm glad you didn't kill anyone. I hope it went very, very well. What Kay Cunning is talking about is we actually have a Pathfinder 2nd Edition RP Discord that if you are interested in stuff like that, you can actually join, and you can join by joining our Patreon, which is only $5, and you only have to do it once. You come in, you get $5, and you come in, you join, and you get to start RPing right away with us. The cast of Court of Corvids is on the Discord. I GM some stuff. We have a bunch of other wonderfully and talented GMs that run games, run little one-offs each month. We have a large, once a month, a gathering where everyone from the Discord server just basically has an entire day where there's like a celebration or an event or something that happens that month. And people get to play and have a good time and meet each other. I had a ranger that got pretty hurt. That's good. What is a leshy? Well, if you want to know what a leshy is, you should go to our YouTube channel after we're done streaming and watch today's episode of GameGorgon where we talk about the new leshies. Did anyone get zombie rot? That's a good question. Not this time. I see. So you only throw that at me. Yes. So they're talking about the Discord. A lot of people have asked me like, oh, why put it like if you're only going to do a $5 transaction once, why even put a paywall in there? A couple of reasons why is we want to kind of avoid having trolls. To be completely honest with you, I think one of the key things is that people that are willing to pay $5, are less likely to come in to just cause a problem and go away. The second aspect of that same thing is that if you decide to help us and you decide that you want to continue to help us and continue to support our Patreon, that money is going to basically go to help make the Discord server better. And with that bark, I believe that means there is in fact a Croog that is at the front door. Funny you should ask. Our druid turned the Leshy into a hat. Your controls volume. Yes, it does control volume. We also want to make sure that we don't have like a crap ton of people and that we can't handle having that many people on the server at the same time. Welcome!
You sound so grumpy.
Do I sound grumpy?
You sounded so grumpy.
It's not grumpiness. It's the fact that I'm talking and a lot by myself.
Yeah, I get it. Shut up.
It had nothing to do with you being late.
Hello.
Did you really like you're like, I have to do that when I get here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how much of the show did you watch?
I think the past like 15 minutes.
Okay, so I know we've opened this.
Yeah,
I've gotten
8
pages.
I've done all. Yeah, I've seen all the 8 pages.
But I wanted to talk to you about this.
Sure.
So this, I know we had looked at it.
Yeah.
But this is what's really, this is actually very, very, very cool.
They're gonna be so bad that you close this book and put it down.
But they say welcome.
Hi.
So it's actually a whole really cool system. So basic information, gravity, atmosphere, biomes that are there. Okay. But then do you see how they've got this kind of like tags down here?
Yeah, magic, cortex, lock, chaos.
So
good. Oh, okay.
So each one of them has the same thing, but in different orders, right? And on the back side, if you notice, you've got 2 different alien species, right? And then you've got these little up and down arrows.
Okay.
Every single one of them have something different.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is you end up taking a handful of these. So we'll randomly choose these ones. Okay. Right? And then we'll do this. Right? And then we'll take this card and place it on top.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So this right here is the prominent species of the planet.
Okay.
This is the prominent threat on the planet. This is how much technology
this is a lot of magic, not very much tech. I see.
Accord how well people work together.
That's super cool.
If things are lawful or chaotic, if things are good or evil, religion on the planet. Cool. And then this is a hook for the planet that could possibly drive.
Yeah. Driven by very niche technology or magic, such as steam power or religion magic, that is functionally equivalent to that of advanced societies. Very interesting, because I didn't know any of that, and when you showed this to me, I thought it was just like, okay, this is the thing, and I was like, I have no idea how to use this. This complicated nonsense that you just did makes so much more sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. That's neat.
And then they have they have a number 1 through 100 on them, so you can literally, if you really, really want to randomly generate, you take a D100, roll it 4 times.
Nice.
And then you just pull those numbers from there and place them down.
I dig it. That's super cool.
Yeah, I thought you liked that. Like I saw that. Now the thing is that I want to see them do the same thing for fantasy, but instead of planets, doing cities. Yeah, I think that would be like freaking killer.
The concept there is like great for any setting in any context. That's just perfect. I mean, obviously you need some kind of specifics about the context in order to build that, but like every conceivable setting that like system works for. That's really cool. Oh, we're big. Hi.
Yes, we were just talking. We weren't showing anything down here.
Were these cards cool enough to listen to the explanation twice? Because that's what you did.
Yes, you did. So I decided that we would go over this book last, since if you wanted to run it, there would be spoilers. Right. So instead of putting it in the middle of the show and having people leave and come back, we would go over that last. Okay. First time was figure them out. Yeah, basically the first time I was literally opening them up and just be like, how does
this work?
What is this? What is this number?
And then you just like came to me and gave me the exact.
Exactly. I gave you the.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Does this work? What is this? What is this number? How's here in the chat?
Exactly.
I gave you the. Well.
Okay.
Do you not have a volume option?
Oh, yeah, I guess I could have done that. I just wanted to take a picture and be like, we're live on in YouTube. This is what I wanted to do.
Sure.
This is what I wanted to do. This is super casual, right? I'm allowed to have my phone out.
You're allowed to, yeah. I mean, I would probably suggest it on silent.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shut up. And also, I'm about to move the camera to a way that would look down. So be aware that your camera may also be on
I see.
Camera.
Please proceed.
So don't bring up, your Gone
do
Wild
that.
Reddit.
Oh.
All right, so
Why is that always the joke you make? Why do you always go to Gone Wild Reddit? Go to the next page.
all right, yeah. So we saw the skull bikini.
Yeah.
I didn't think that there was much that we needed to like talk about this. I do love this though, which is rules element. This book presents the following new rule elements.
Yeah, that's a really dumb thing to put in a book. Okay, cool.
Lord Soren says,
Crew
Gone Wild.
Don't ask for it if you don't want it to actually happen. You've never seen me below the waist, so don't make any assumptions.
I mean, you walked in.
Fair, yeah. Okay.
Was that a bikini or like actual? No, those were
Actual memories.
No. Those. You weren't here cake cutting, but these are skull. This is a skull bikini.
Yeah, here we could like zoom the advanced technology. It's a bikini. This is totally legal. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty not safe for work if I had to say so. I'm not into it. This is like the exact thing that I avoid in role-playing games is like this kind of vibe. Just like I don't like it.
What?
I don't know. It's too edgy for me.
Oh, skull bikinis?
Yeah, it's just like it's like a wolf with wings and skull bikinis, very revealing, and like swords, and it's sitting on a pile of skulls. This vibe, I'm not.
Oh, I can't wait for you to find my favorite god in here then.
Oh, cool.
All right, so this is we've already kind of gone over this. Is like beliefs.
Yeah.
Why don't you go over that?
Expanded domain initiate. So
it's a 4th level feat.
Yeah, it's 4th level cleric feat, and it has a prerequisite of domain initiate. You have long venerated one of your deity's lesser known aspects. Select one domain from your deity's alternate domains. You get access to that domain and an initial domain spell for that domain. So they're just expanding domain spells. Are these just what's the context here?
These are alternate domains.
So basically, this is just like an additional cleric feat. You can't even see it. This is an additional cleric feat. And then there's Splinter Faith, which is champion and cleric. Your faith is your What? Oh, your faith in your deity is represented in an extremely unusual way that some might call heretical. When you select this feat, you should detail the fundamental tenets of your splinter faith, though it shouldn't affect your deity's edicts or anathema. Choose 4 domains. These domains must be chosen from among your deity's domains, your deity's alternate domains, and up to 1 domain that isn't on either that isn't on either list and isn't anathematic to your deity. Any domain spell you cast from a domain that isn't on... This is super fucking ridiculous.
I think the idea behind this is basically you create your own faith by choosing a deity that already exists.
It's kind of like your own sub-faith.
Yeah.
You're still following an established faith, but you have with your own little twist to it, and everyone's like, wait, why do you do that, though?
Mm-hmm.
I see it's going to be really hard for me to make parallels to real life as an example without making people upset. And be like, oh yeah, like these things. And then everyone's gonna be like, no, this is the real one. No, this is the real one. I don't want to do that. I don't want to say like
Mormons.
First of all, I don't even think that fits as an example. That's interesting. It talks about changing faith.
Chat's basically saying it's fringe groups within
exactly.
a faith. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about changing faith in downtime? Is that the thing?
I just assume that saying you can change faith while in downtime.
I mean, I would say that you could change faith kind of on a whim, but there's probably some mechanical like ramification to doing so, right?
I think the idea behind it is that this is for a cleric.
Yeah.
As a cleric, you can't really
Yeah, it says retraining requires substantial downtime, in most cases at least a month.
Yeah. So I think the idea behind that is if you are playing and then they release more information about a god later on, they're like, yeah, it is something that you can do.
But they also mention like if it's a similar deity with similar beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
then it doesn't take as long as if you're switching from like a good to an evil deity, right? Which would take longer.
So this is the new background.
Actually, it wouldn't really take that long. You just murder innocent people, and then it switches you pretty instantly if you just murder an innocent person, right?
Well, as for changing faith?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
I don't know. I see an argument for the like if your deity is about preserving life and you murder a ton of innocent people, your deity is immediately just discarding you like trash.
I would say that that's losing faith and not changing faith. I think the idea of changing
is
faith...
that another deity is adopting you. So
Yes.
you're kind of like proving yourself almost over a month that you're actually committed to being an evil person, and this it's not just a phase.
I think the other aspect of this is because we don't have the other, not clerics, but we don't have the other champion options other than the good side of things.
Yeah.
So eventually, when things become evil, that this is kind of like the rule set.
That's fair.
And you know, this is the background that we actually talked about on our episode of this book on GameGorgon, which is just basically like
chilling by itself in a corner.
Yeah, because it's like new background. This one, you get one new background. That's all you get. To use a fantasy example, you might worship a father type god who is old and venerable or wisdom. And the fringe group might worship a younger
iteration of the same god who was a warrior for war instead of wisdom. That makes sense. I buy that. I dig that. That's good. Oh, I remember this though, because this allows you to, Raised by Belief allowed you to pick any deity, and then you got something based off of that deity, right? So it's technically not just one. This is one background per deity in the game. Which is like a billion million.
Yeah. It's one background, but it's
a background template.
Yes. And then here's a theme templates if you want to make your own favored weapons.
Gods of the Inner Sea. Oh, and then it's going over the like what's
how to read it.
Like a god template, I guess.
Yeah.
Name, alignment, realm, allies, enemies, relationships, temples, worshippers, sacred animals, sacred colors, divine ally, and then alternate domains. All that stuff is stuff that we're
and then
used to talking about.
Other deities also same kind of deal. Hold on, can we look at this artwork though a little bit? This is really cool. I like it.
I figured this is the thing that you would be super into. This dude with the key.
Because he's a tiefling.
Because he's a tiefling. And
he's honestly, not. He's a demon. But
I've never seen art of anything humanoid demonic, if you don't want to call that a tiefling for whatever reason. But like
a tiefling is half demon.
That doesn't look half demon to you?
That looks like a full demon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, do you wear clothes? I don't know.
I could be wrong. I don't know who that is.
That's fair.
But like
full demon.
No, this is actually like a huge like this is like the assassin's god. Like there's a template for the assassins. I can't remember their names, but I built one and I feel really dumb. But this deity basically is like the assassin god.
Oh. Well, that's terrifying.
I like his huge professional wrestling belt.
Yeah, he does kind of have a huge professional wrestling belt. It's really hard to...
Yeah, because I used that one light over there because I didn't want to like mount a light up here.
Yeah, can you like... Is that... I don't know. Is that better or worse?
Bounce off the ceiling. Actually, now that I think about it. Now that I...
Remember your training?
Remember your training, young Jedi.
I'm moving a light off camera. I didn't leave again.
Well, now that Croog's gone, yeah, and then just like crank up the intensity, like to full.
Which knob is that?
Yeah, that was the correct knob. There's only one knob.
I think it's at full already.
All right, cool. And then we will do this.
Oh, nice. I see.
Boom.
There you go. Look at us.
It's like we
care.
Dang, Croog left.
Don't leave. Also, my name's spelled with a C. Thank you very much.
Light diffusion. Yes, that light does not have any diffusion on it.
Lighting designer.
I actually didn't. This is a different story. I'm not going to go into
it.
Not
go there. Why don't we actually get to the first deity?
Abadar.
Fuck that guy.
Abadar did nothing wrong.
Why does it say the sacred animal isn't the fly?
Because I'd get
very confusing. I don't understand that.
So what I really like about...
No, you don't have to apologize for spelling my name wrong. It's okay.
What I really love about this and what they did for all of like these like main deities.
Yes.
You've got their symbol.
Yes.
Right? What they look like and then how they're portrayed in art.
Yeah. We talked about that during the episode, which is neat. And I wanted to see like what the differences were, which they're not actually that extreme. I mean, this is one example.
In this example, but if you look,
sorry, I stole the.
If you look over here, you've got like wax figurine.
I mean, that's still pretty close, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's supposed to look, but I mean,
not even close.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Some of them are more abstract than others, which is what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Like, and I think the idea is how they're also portrayed. Like, you've got this golden, I don't know what this is. I don't know if
It looks like stone, maybe.
It looks like stone, but if you notice, it's got this kind of like gold sheer to it, and his color is gold.
Yep, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it is like really old gold.
And then this is like almost an idol, but it's a stamp, know, because the idea behind him is the fact that he's the demon that comes out
he's
and
the
like
lie guy.
Well, no. He's not the lie guy. He's actually the one
God of contract, pride, slavery, and tyranny.
Yeah, he's the one that comes up and says, "Hey, I'll you want to sell your soul?" Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I just associate that with like the father of lies in.
No, because that's a whole nother person.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh well, let's talk about Abadar instead. I want to. Where's the boons and the
right here?
Oh,
so
yeah, nice. So minor, moderate, and major for each. There's 3 of each. Do you?
Go for it.
Okay. I'm going to talk about minor boon. Abadar. Oh, so let's talk about.
Okay. So chat's saying it's a door since he's the master of the first vault. For this.
Yeah, let's talk about because I don't think the boons and the curses are going to make sense without understanding at least a little bit of context about the god. So Abadar,
I'm gonna move this down just a little bit. So
sure.
People can see.
That's fair. Abadar is the lawful neutral god of cities, law, merchants, and wealth. Allies and enemies don't really matter at the moment. His temples are banks, cathedrals, and courthouses, which makes sense. His worshippers are architects, bankers, and lawmakers. His sacred animal's a monkey. If somebody could explain the context of that to me, that would be great, because I don't understand
I'm sure it's in this giant section of text that we're not looking at.
We can't control F through. His divine ability, constitution, or intelligence, and his alternate domain is duty.
You said duty.
Monkey, because it's an intelligent animal. I buy that. And I guess for some reason I'm thinking.
Yeah, but his stuff isn't about intelligence.
Well, I mean, I'm like law, business, and like I guess generally being wealthy implies at least an amount of intelligence.
Because it's a social animal, maybe.
Because it throws poo, and that's an expensive hobby.
Yeah, I don't know. And if you didn't notice, Croog had kind of like an anger towards Abadar, and the reason for that is the entire second arc of Court of Corvids deals with Abadar, sort of.
It deals with Abadar in the same way that Kroog's a level 20 monk. Like, yeah, kind of. Kroog's a monk.
Because of monkey business.
Because of monkey business. I'm going to say that that's probably not the case. All right, let's go over these boons real quick.
All right, go for it.
Minor boon. Abadar warns his favored against those who might unfairly take advantage. Once, when someone rolls a success on a deception check to lie maliciously to you and you alone, they get a critical failure instead. Abadar typically chooses to grant this boon in response to an extremely consequential lie. That's super interesting. So, and that's a minor boon. That's pretty strong. Going from a success to a critical fail. Wow.
But it's a hyper specific situation.
Sure.
Right? It has to be something that matters, that's going to be big, right? And that has to be someone that is lying to you and only you. So if they're lying to a group or a party, does not work.
That's true. It's hyper specific, but okay, maybe we'll see how they scale in like more general situations with other deities. So moderate boon. Abadar blesses blesses all your enterprises, leading to financial success, as all your ventures always seem to work out. If you roll critical failure at a check to earn income, you get a failure instead. If you roll success, you earn twice the usual amount of income. That is pretty good, but a little bit less satisfying than the minor boon, I'd say. Just kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're worshiping Abadar, the money's pretty satisfying to you. I'm thinking about this in the context of my characters who don't usually care very much.
Yeah, you would never. If your monks worshipped Abadar, I would just be super confused.
Well, to be fair, you don't have to be like that kind of monk. You don't have to be like, oh, I took a vow of never.
No. I'm not.
It's just that's like the monk I like to play personally.
But I mean, at the end of the day, monks are usually not like item heavy creatures.
No armor, no weapons usually, but they can use weapons.
Yeah, but they don't use armor.
Don't use armor. That's fair.
So it's like maybe you're carrying scrolls. Maybe you're like, you literally have armor made of scrolls that you're just like,
Never doing that. It's just gonna rip off or like get set on fire.
I like the idea though. I like the idea of watching a monk run around combat with like a robe made of like scrolls. Like I'm not thinking like on the outside. Like I'm thinking like secret pockets in a robe, right? And it's just like running around and like pulls a scroll out, reads it, and then like has flaming fists.
I thought you were gonna say I like the idea of watching a monk wearing scrolls as a robe have them torn off or something.
No,
like that.
what?
That's honestly what I expected you to.
What?
That's the direction.
This is why I say that Croog is always on Gone Wild on Reddit, because of conversations like this.
This is why we edit games. I'm really upset that we sat in the same. I wish we had sat in opposite seats.
See, I did it on purpose.
I know you. I felt like it. I felt like you did.
Oh man. You're all right, buddy?
Yeah, I just want some of that.
Some water?
Yeah, I'll go get some later. Don't worry about it. It was just being weird.
Well, if you want to read these, I'll get more water for myself, and I'll get you some.
Teamwork.
Do you want some pretzels?
Sure. I'll take some pretzels.
Right.
Man, streaming's easy. Okay, let's talk about moderate boon. Abadar blesses all your enterprise. No, we literally just did that. Let's not do that again. Major boon. Your silver tongue is infallible, allowing you to reach a compromise if one is even remotely possible. Once per day, you know just what to offer to make a deal or broker a negotiation. And if you offer your divinely inspired deal, you can automatically receive a result of 20 plus your diplomacy modifier on your diplomacy check instead of rolling. Jesus. This does not increase your degree of success like rolling a 20 would. If there is legitimately nothing you could offer to reach an agreement, you learned that, and you don't expend your daily use of the boon. Your daily use of the boon? What does that mean? You can use boons every day? Does anybody understand what daily use of the boon means? Because what is that about? Is there something that says that you can use these, like, regularly?
What?
The major boon,
I stepped on a dog toy.
Okay, cool. The major boon says that you can use the boon daily. It doesn't really say that. It says you don't expend your daily use of the boon. I don't understand that sentence. This basically says you're like so good at negotiating that if you use this boon, you can use it once per day. At a maximum, you can just get a result of 20 plus your diplomacy modifier if there is any remote thing that can be offered in order to make the like negotiation work out. You learn what that thing is, and you can make that offer with 20 with basically a natural 20, but it's not a crit.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why it's implying that you can use this so frequently.
Read it out loud for me.
So at the beginning it says once per day,
yep.
First of all. And then second of all, at the end it says, if there's nothing that you can offer to reach an agreement, you learned that, and you don't expend your daily use of the boon. What is this daily use of the boon thing? Top of the paragraph says that boon is daily. Yeah, but is it just like when you get this major boon from Abadar, is it Abadar is permanently giving you the ability to do this once per day? Is that what that means? Can you not just get this one time? And does that mean that when someone rolls this success, you get a critical? Does that mean that minor boon is a permanent thing? Because it says Abadar, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, no.
Oh, no, this just says once.
No.
This says once.
You're reading it wrong, buddy.
Huh. What am I
All right,
doing?
so it's saying that you have to offer something, right?
Yes, correct.
If there is nothing that you can offer to increase your degree of success, like rolling a 20 would, if there is legitimately nothing that you could offer to reach an agreement, you learn that, and you don't expend your daily use of the boon. As in, if there's nothing that you can offer to make this deal better,
oh,
you don't.
So you get one use of the boon, and you can only. No, that doesn't make sense.
You get to use it daily.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, say you're in agreement.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking to someone.
Yeah.
And they say, "Hey, let's make this deal." Like you're trying to sell something, and then you go, "Okay, I want to use this ability," and the GM says, "Actually, there's nothing you can do to sweeten this deal."
Yeah.
As in, you get to learn that there's nothing that you can do to sweeten the deal,
right.
And it does not expend your use of the boon.
Right.
Now, if there was something to sweeten the deal,
yep.
You would also find out what that piece of information would, and it would be as if you rolled.
Oh, once per day, you know what to offer, and then if you make the offer, that's the end of it. Gotcha.
But you get the as in don't get to expend it per day.
Yes.
It means that You find out that there's nothing you can offer.
So you could basically keep this and just like constantly find out, is there something I can offer? But if you don't take the natural 20 heavy quotes, then it doesn't expend the boon. That's why he's on the thing. He's a smart guy. All right, cool. That's neat. What do you think about those things?
I mean, it's very Abadar.
It is very Abadar. They're good. I mean, they're not game changing, but they're pretty. I don't good.
I mean, I think they're situational changing.
I was expecting Major Boon to be stronger, to be honest.
Well, that just, I mean, I think we're looking at Abadar and thinking, okay, Abadar's like mega strong, or like is mega weak, but at the same time, he's the god of transactions.
Yeah.
Now let's look at a god of like death.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We'll see what that's probably going to be annoyingly overpowered. Let's talk about curses though. Maybe this curse is better. Anytime you steal illegally, harm or kill another creature, or undermine a law-abiding officer of the court, a symbol or word describing your crime appears on a visible spot on your skin. This symbol cannot be removed or hidden with makeup, though it can be covered with clothing, and it doesn't vanish until you make legal restitution for the crime, such as by serving your sentence. That's hilarious. It's like a dunce cap from a deity.
I wouldn't even say dunce cap. It's a scarlet letter.
Oh yeah, there is like legitimate historical precedence for that. That's fair. Abadar curses, this is the moderate curse. Abadar curses all of your enterprises, leading to financial disaster, as all your ventures seem to fail. The result of your check to earn income is always 1 degree of success worse than the one you rolled. That's weird. What happens if it's a critical failure?
It's still a critical failure.
There should be a double critical failure.
Okay, so chat is actually talking a little bit. Paper armor was a real thing. Yeah, Abadar gives you a boon until the GM takes away. Yep.
That's fair.
Paper armor.
I mean, I guess that's the strong part of it, is that you can basically keep it and use it as like negotiation insight.
Yeah. Hey, Kate Cunning with the $5 again. Thank you so much every Friday.
Thanks for the money.
It's becoming unusual. So they're actually talking about the Tang Dynasty in 600 AD, made from processed paper. It was 1 to 3 inches thick, and was built up from layers that may have been impregnated with resin or shellac. Paper armor offered great mobility and was lighter weight than steel. In hot climates, easier to wear, and it was also cheaper to produce.
That's fair. But also, what about fire, though?
I think that's where the shellac.
Good night, Kate Cunning. That's fair, I guess, yeah. Okay. Moderate curse is pretty self-explanatory. Major curse. You become honest to a fault. You constantly suffer the critical failure effect of Zone of Truth. Where's the player's handbook?
Way over there.
You're always offered the worst possible option in a bargain. I'm going to go grab player's handbook. Because I want to see what the critical failure option for the thing is. I'm going to take this off.
He was talking about his keys, not his pants. All right, get... Hey! So now we're talking about a cool god like Asmodeus. Yeah, because it's behind the light.
Shut up! All right, hold on. You keep going. I'll look for the thing.
All right, so this is his realm is hell. He's a lawful evil god of contracts, pride, slavery, and tyranny. Worshippers, diabolists, lawyers. Just saying.
Jeez, Paizo. They ever have a lawsuit problem, they're gonna have to answer that one.
Slavers, those who seek rulership or discipline. All right. What are you looking up?
The critical failure effect for Zone of Truth. The target can't speak any deliberate and intentional lies and takes a -4 status penalty to deception checks. That's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
The Prince of Darkness, Asmodeus.
Yeah. I love this artwork.
Oh yeah, that's actually. I mean, again, edgelord's not my thing, but like this is.
Yeah, but
this is perfect for me.
At the end of the day, though, like demons are a thing, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
so like
you
they
gotta
have
represent them.
Yeah, they have a look, they have a feel.
This is not too edgelordy while still being like, oh, this guy's messed up somehow.
Mm-hmm. I just kind of like that, like his like eyes and like
Everything's kind of got like a
sharp angle to him. Even his smile looks sharp.
Fingers and even the paper is kind of like jagged. I like that. Did we go through this part?
I went over that aspect of it, and I went over his worshippers.
Oh, okay. Temples, dark temples near government buildings. Of course. Okay, cool. His sacred animal is a serpent. Yeah, that's fair. Sacred color is black and red. That's surprising. I wonder, where would they have gotten black and red from? Where would that have come from? Divine ability. Any. The characters who commit themselves to Asmodeus this way have their souls bound to the Dark Prince for all eternity. Interesting.
Sacred animal. Serpent.
Yeah. It's Slytherin.
No, I don't mean that. Just the idea of that is a contract.
Oh,
lawyer,
yeah.
The slithery snake, that image behind it,
The slithery... I'm a slithery snake. Alternate domains, duty, and glyph.
Chat saying you got to check out the divine ability for raised by belief background, which we've already kind of gone through. But they're talking about...
Asmodeus' divine raised by belief thing?
Maybe.
Where were we even?
Divine ability.
Oh, yeah, it says any. The characters who commit themselves to Asmodeus this way have their souls bound to the Dark Prince for all eternity. Which is like, Jesus, calm down. Isn't there a...
Yeah, but the fact that you have any divine ability.
Unless...
What? What are you looking for? You change your faith?
Yeah, but probably not.
No. No.
Yeah, I'd tell you to go F yourself.
I would make it a quest line that you have to figure out how to convince...
You have to kill Asmodeus.
No. You would have to figure out how to get your...
Yeah, like maybe you have to like go and bind 2 other people to Asmodeus that way. Like, get him 2 other eternal souls and he'll give you yours back. Kind of. With a catch. There's also a catch.
Yeah.
But like, if I need something else from you, I can come out. I don't know, something to make it a little bit more dangerous.
Well, and the chat says any divine ability is quite tempting.
You can pick any boost. Yeah, but did you hear the rest of it though? It's like, yeah, you can have anything you want, but also you can never have yourself back. You lose your freedom.
Again.
You never give up your
Again.
You're taking one thing of freedom, one instance of freedom.
You're playing a monk. Chill out. That's
Where's God, I forgot the unarmed god again.
Well,
it starts with an I.
We need to start going through.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get there eventually. Minor boon. Pleased by your talent for manipulation, Asmodeus amplifies your skills. Once, when you fail at a diplomacy check to make a significant or consequential request, you can cast suggestion on the target of your request, suggesting the same course of action. This is a divine innate spell. That's pretty neat. Does suggestion, if you fail suggestion, do they know?
I don't think so.
Because if that's the case,
I think it's like I think charm they know that you did.
Suggestions not so much. I don't know. If somebody wants to let us know if that's a thing, yeah, that'd be great. Moderate boon.
So I think to save time, I think we just skip moderate boon.
Why?
Because we have an entire book left, and we only have an hour of streaming left.
Okay, fine. Well, I mean, this is just Dark Vision Fire Resistance 5. Boom, moderate boon. What is the rest of this? When a creature enters a bargain or contract with you, this is the major boon. When a creature enters a bargain or contract with you uncoerced and of its own free will, it can't voluntarily violate its side of the bargain as long as you uphold your side. You can always choose to violate the bargain yourself, but if you do, the creature is no longer bound to fulfill its part. That's very strong. That's something that is very strong if your GM lets it be strong. Because your GM could very easily just like say, oh, well, yeah, this person doesn't care about, they don't want to sign this contract or they don't want to enter this bargain with you because the GM knows you.
And it doesn't say that they have to sign it, right? They just say have to.
No, it has to enter a bargain or contract. So it could just be like a verbal
I got
thing.
your back if you've got mine.
Oh, shit. Yeah, but that's vague enough that they could say like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to kill myself for you.
No, but it does say that like it is enough that a character can't willfully sell you out. So if you do something shady.
Okay, I like that. That's good. That's really good. You can't... Okay.
You as a player have to be vague.
I won't tell if you don't tell.
Mm-hmm. But then you always have the opportunity.
To tell, and they don't.
They physically
They are
can't.
compelled by a deity to not tell. That's really good. You're right. That's really good. Okay, minor curse. You gain a weakness 5 to fire. Fair enough. Major curse... Wait, oh. Asmodeus has a minor curse, a major curse, and a major curse. I'm not sure if that's a typo or if there's legitimately 2 major curse options and no moderate curse options.
I guess as we go through.
Yeah, I mean, that Abadar.
That's a typo.
Oh, thank you. I guess what would be the moderate curse would be you can't voluntarily back out of an agreement or contract or go back on your word that you need follow only the letter of the agreement, not the spirit. So it's basically giving you the same penalty as the major boon would give somebody that you're in a contract with.
But it says the letter, not the spirit.
Yeah, letter, not the spirit. But I'd argue the same thing is true for the major boon there. I don't think they have to follow the spirit of it. They have to follow the letter of it.
Well, I mean, I got your back, you got my back, right? If you use that one, the spirit of it is representative that we will protect each other, take care of each other. The letter of it is...
Yeah, but
you see
I'd say that's a fine line between spirit and implication, right?
I mean, that's what spirit is.
If you define,
that's the legal term of what spirit is.
If you define something implicitly, but you meant to include something that you didn't define in your implicit definition, that's kind of the spirit, right?
The spirit is like the idea behind it. That's what the spirit means.
I think what you're saying is true, but like not in law. But this converse, let us know what you think the difference between spirit and implication is. Okay, major curse. You become permanently drained 4, and nothing short of another intercession can remove the condition. Wow, your wound aches fiercely whenever you perform a particular chaotic act, causing you to become sickened 1. Jesus.
I'm okay with it.
Jesus, that's messed up. That's messed up. That is messed up. Callistria. What do you think about Asmodeus?
I think he's awesome.
I'm never gonna ever worship Asmodeus.
I'm not saying. First of all, it would make no sense for you to do that.
True.
Like, if anyone would do it, it would be
Molly.
But I think Molly would celebrate.
Yep. Honestly, I think everybody in the party, it would make sense.
Probably not.
Maybe not Robin.
Robin.
I don't know. Maybe she's got a wild side. Callistria, the Sabered Sting.
Asmodeus has you arguing about the reading of the rules.
That is actually... That's actually hilarious. Asmodeus has you arguing about the reading of a rule, and I think that's absolutely perfect. You're 100% correct. I wouldn't even doubt if that were intentional. If somebody came up to me and told me that was intentional, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I buy it. Thanks, Paizo. Tearing our family apart. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Callistria? I don't know.
I was just reading chat.
Chaotic neutral, goddess of lust, revenge, and trickery.
So Molly.
Huh.
No, that fits Molly's character.
I'm just laughing that you said it, though. Oh, character. Never mind. The relationships. Temples, brothels, churches, hideouts. I don't know what this word is. Oh, mansions. I'm an idiot. Taverns. Worshippers, elves, hedonists, performers. Hey, Molly. Scorned lovers and thieves. Sacred animal. Wasp.
This literally sounds like Molly.
Yeah. Except for the wasp thing.
I mean, that's what that god worships. You don't need to like...
Hey, Jake, what are the sacred colors?
I literally read dexterity and charisma. but the colors are black and yellow, black and yellow. Oh, sorry. I'm too late for that.
Yeah, I know. And then divine ability, dexterity, and charisma. Neat.
All right, minor boon.
Callistria smiles on the riskiest deceptions. Once you roll a failure on a check to lie, you get a critical success instead. Cool. Callistria typically grants this boon for an extremely consequential lie. Seems like Abadar's, but with lying instead of diplomacy-ing.
Yep.
Moderate boon.
Major boon. Skip it.
No, fine. You always know the direction and distance towards the nearest creature that has wronged you and has gone unpunished. That's not OP in a lot of senses, because what if they're stronger than you, you know? What is it? The nearest creature? The nearest creature that has wronged you and has thus far gone unpunished.
It's very vengeful, right? The idea behind that one would basically be like, if you're in a bar and you're having fun and someone, steals your drink or whatever, right? They have wronged you, right? And they haven't been...
Yeah.
So you know where they are. I don't know. I'm trying to like. I'm comparing this to like the other two. I think this is significantly less.
I think it'd be nice if you could define what wronged you is.
I think that would be up to the GM.
Maybe.
Well, one, yes, it's always up to the GM.
Sure, but I mean, like, it would be pretty shitty if it was just like somebody who stole a beer and then they like lived next to you and you couldn't. I don't know. It's just like a cheap way to make it less of a major boon.
Well, I mean, the thing is, this is anyone that has wronged you.
Yeah.
It doesn't say one person that has wronged you.
Yeah. I'm not saying.
So the idea is that if you have that major boon, right? Every single person that's ever wronged you, theoretically,
sure,
you would know how far away and what direction they are in.
Well, no, because it's only the nearest one.
Oh, the nearest.
You always know the direction and distance towards the nearest creature that's
okay, so yeah, if someone stole your beer and you're next to you, like next door, then you go over there and make them, like, the idea behind that is you make them pay for it.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Well.
Because she's revenge, right?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. Yeah, revenge. Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's that strong, but
it's not that strong.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little bit. I wasn't trying to say that I think it is read differently. I'm just trying to say I wish it was different because I don't think it's strong. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's that strong. It's definitely strong. The knowledge is the strongest thing in the game.
Look, if people that watch our content have taught me anything, it's that things that we think are really weak are really strong.
I honestly, like, I think at one point we said, if you think something is weak, you don't know how to use it. I think that's the best. Like, somebody will pop in and say, oh, what about this? And then we'll be like, oh, yeah, that's a hella strong. Minor curse. Whenever a new person desires vengeance against you, you suffer a painful sting and are afflicted with giant wasp venom.
I'm cool with it.
That's hilarious.
I mean, her minor seems worse than her major boon.
Yeah, her minor curse is worse than her major boon. Major curse. You have wronged those unable to obtain revenge for themselves, and Callistria's curse grants their revenge its own life. Whenever another creature imagines vengeance upon you, but can't pursue that vengeance because you are too powerful, well-connected, or otherwise untouchable, a creature of roughly your level manifests out of their imagination and performs their desired revenge. Once the revenge is complete or the manifestation is destroyed, the summoned creature vanishes from existence. That's bonkers.
That's hella strong.
That's well, that's hella strong, but also it's a curse.
Yeah, I know.
That's terrifying.
That's hella strong.
If you mess with this deity, she just summons somebody that's exactly as strong as you to do something to you that somebody else imagined doing to you. And that could be anything.
Now, the thing is that at least how I, as a GM, read how curses and boons work, and I could be completely wrong, so please correct me. But the idea behind the curses and boons aren't necessarily that this deity is going to give people these curses. It's more of people that worship this deity.
If you were supposed to be following this deity's teachings and then you don't.
Yeah,
I understand that.
That's because I think
that's why I'm saying that this is terrifying, because I don't think this is something that you're going to be able to give to. I mean, a step back, I think that this would be a neat thing to wish for, because that's something I talked about during this video, and that's something that I stand by. I think you should be able to access these things with wish.
So,
I'm just wiggling this book. I'm really sorry.
So, chat says, also, when you get a chance, you guys should check out the free Gods and Magic web supplement we put out. It's on the product page for Gods and Magic.
Sweet. I will do that.
Yeah.
Is it like an errata? Is it like an errata?
Or is it... I like that you asked me.
I looked at you and I was like, wait, no, you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to take a look at that. That is something that I will look at. Once revenge is complete. Is there anything else you have to say about that terrifying?
I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna Google it.
Google it. I'll keep going with this. Caden Kalian, the Accidental God, which is a hilarious title. The good god of ale, bravery, freedom, and wine. The temples, inns, taverns, and orphanages is interesting.
It has to do with his background.
I'm sure it does. Sacred animals, the hound. Sacred color is silver and tan. I'm assuming because tan's the color of whiskey. And divine ability is constitution or charisma. Why are you giggling?
Because I don't know. That's not the direction I thought when I thought of it.
What do you think?
I mean, he's more like grounded. Like he's like a partier. Like so, I think like taverns and like. I think that aspect.
Yeah,
of it, you know.
I get that. I think it's because it's whiskey still. What about Minor Boon? Minor Boon, Kid and Killian. Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah.
You can't get hungover. Cool. We already talked about that. Go watch our video on this book that we did.
When I Googled Gods of Magic, ours was the first video that showed up.
Hey!
But that's because, I mean, Google knows me.
Yeah, that's true.
So the web supplement is like a few pages, and it looks like there's either additional gods or additional information about them.
Oh, it explains divine intercession. That's good, because I used that term and I didn't see it in the book before we saw it, which is weird.
Creating new intercessions.
Yep.
See, this is the yeah, that's the god that I said is like the assassin god.
I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, it looks like there's just like additional minor major boons. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
that's
I clicked
awesome.
on the wrong page.
I dig that.
Wood, leather,
Whiskey. Whiskey instead. How about whiskey instead?
wood.
Whiskey. Would you? Never mind.
Maybe he drinks beer. It's yellow.
Maybe, well, can also be closer to tan. If you're really bad at beer. Major boon. An embodiment of freedom. You break fetters with ease. At the end of each of your turns, you can end one effect that is currently making you immobilized, including effects that make you immobilized by grabbing or restraining you as a free action. So it's basically the anti-Croog major boon.
Get out of jail free.
At the end of each of your turns. That's really good. That's really good.
There's very swashbucklery feeling.
Yeah, like you're a slippery little
Snake.
little squirt.
The slippery little snake.
Minor curse.
Also, just saying, he's got wine over there,
He does.
which is not whiskey.
Yeah, that's not the only. You think this is the only thing? You think somebody?
I'm just fucking around.
You basically wake up as though you had a hard night of drinking and find that drink tastes foul. Oh, we talked about that already, actually. Major curse. Whenever any creature drinks alcohol within 100 feet of you, you suffer all the negative effects from the alcohol. Instead, this doesn't apply if the creature gains any special effect from drinking alcohol. So basically, if you go to a party, you die.
If you have a major curse.
If you have a major curse, you just die. Because it's all the effects, right? Yeah. So if you go to a party, you die. 100 feet, that's terrifying. I don't.
You walk past the tavern.
Desna, the Song of the Spheres. Can you please?
I also love this, like the art,
Oh,
like
that's-
the very
that's
different
great.
art style.
Yeah. Can you please sing the Song of the Spheres for me?
What is the Song of the Spheres?
Oh, I don't know. I was just hoping you'd make something up at the top of your head. That's not what I was expecting at all. The chaotic good goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers. The fact that this is the goddess of luck makes me very excited to see her major boon, because that's going to probably be really strong. Let's see. Temples, hilltops, observatories, standing stones. I don't know what a standing stone is. Do you know what a standing stone is?
What's the question?
One of her temples is a standing stone. What is a standing stone?
Like maybe like Stonehenge kind of style thing?
Maybe. Oh yeah, that is. I think you're right. I think that is what that is. And towers. That's very vague. Just towers. Anything that is a building and tall is just. That's one of her temples. Sacred animals, the butterfly, a doi.
Yeah,
Butterfly.
yeah. Chat says it's a henge.
It's a henge. Okay, cool. Good to know. Sacred colors, blue and white. Divine ability, dexterity or charisma. Alternate domain, stars and void. Let's talk about those boons. For those at the end of a journey, Desna gifts a deep sleep. Once after you rest, you completely recover. Oh my god. You completely recover all hit points, remove all negative conditions, and become free of any curses or diseases.
Is that minor?
That's the minor boon.
That's mega strong.
That's really strong. Dang.
I like that.
I'd like that a lot.
Especially since like healing has become such an important aspect of this game. Like the idea behind like the fact that you have to have someone that has the skill heal, or it has spells available to cast heal at the end of the net, or you're gaining your level times your con mod. And it's like, cool. I gained 2 if you're lucky.
I might start worshipping Desna right now.
Which I actually do encourage all of you to have your own deities and stuff like that, because I love the ideas of boons and curses behind them, and I definitely want to bring them into the game, but I'm never going to force players to be like, yeah, this is the thing. Your enemies do in fact have to deal with these boons and or curses with their actions.
I don't think it's very spoilery for Croog. Everybody can guess which deity Croog worships.
The unarmed.
When I get there, I'll just tell you who it is.
A standing stone could also be like a Washington Monument.
Washington
Monument. Yeah, you know the giant pillar.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I buy that. It's sad that I had to think about what the Washington Monument was. Yes, is the answer to my question. That is sad. Major boon. Desna bestows you with a swirling cloud of lights that forms a pair of wondrous butterfly wings. These wings grant you a fly speed of 40 feet and shine dim light to a range of 20 feet. That's pretty good.
Fly speed is great.
Yeah. There aren't any ancestries with a fly speed base yet,
As
right?
of yet.
Yeah. That's really good. Minor curse. You always seem to lose your way or have strange mishaps on the road. You're a clumsy little one. You, and thus any group that travels with you, and I'm pretty sure they put that in parentheses there because they were like, fuck you. No, anybody in your vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
Travel only at 3/4 normal exploration speed before taking into account the terrain and other features that might slow you down further. Dang. That's unfortunate because travel's boring and this makes it take longer. And major curse. This is really short, so it's probably going to be terrifying. The stars rebuke you for your ways. You were sickened 4 and slowed 1 whenever you were exposed to starlight. Wow.
Don't go outside at night.
Whoops. Not interested in having that happen to me.
Love this dude.
Okay. How do you pronounce the name?
Hold on.
Is there a pronunciation guide?
No. I'm going to go to youtube.com.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to go to the only YouTube channel that's on YouTube, which is QueueTimes.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to go to our playlist.
Uh-huh.
That is...
Is there a deities playlist in there?
There is a deities playlist.
Interesting. Have fun finding it.
There is a deities playlist. I hate...
how fucking YouTube handles playlist management.
Yeah.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm going to keep reading about that. We're going to tell you how to pronounce this deity's name shortly. You probably already know, and this information is more for me than it is for you.
Whoa, I do not want to join. Sorry.
Their title's Old Deadeye. They're the lawful good god of family, farming, hunting, and trade. I'm already into this.
We have a video about this deity.
I'm sure we do, because Adrock is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Temples, wooden log houses, or halls that also double as assembly places for people in the community. That's super specific. Worship sacred animals, the stag. That makes sense because.
All right. Let's see how how Adrock pronounces it.
Who is the god of lost bell towers. Up next, we have Aristil.
Aristil. I guess that makes. I buy that. Yeah. I wish there was there's so much room here.
A pronunciation guide.
Add a pronunciation.
And Chet goes, Era still.
Yeah. They got it.
Hey, add the pronunciation guide to the book.
Look, we're dumb, okay? Okay. Did I? We got the stag. Sacred colors, brown and green. Yeah, okay. And then
brown and green.
Divine ability, constitution, or wisdom, and alternate domains, duty. That is a plate of food.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this deity represented as a plate of food?
I think it's kind of like the idea of bountiful, like healthy, like you've got like you're gaining from the earth, you know.
It's like this is what I was hoping for, because some of them, because the people that worship this deity think a certain way, because they obviously have very similar belief system, very literal, and then very abstract. This is a plate of actual food.
Yeah, I think the idea. Yeah, like I said, I think the idea behind it is like bounty, and what Chad is saying, like farming harvest.
Yeah, I get the relationship. It's just like, why would you like? It's not a sentient thing. It's a plate of food.
Well, I mean,
whereas this is like an actual.
That's not sentient either, but.
But it's a depiction of a sentient.
Yeah. I think the idea behind it is that this god is probably not about like arts and frills and stuff like that.
That's fair.
And so like if you're a follower and you're going to represent him, you're going to be like, here's a bountiful harvest, enjoy. You know what I mean? Versus
somebody that's like, oh, I'm all about like beauty and art. Look at this thing that I made and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it. And I was really hoping that they would do that. I was really worried that they were just going to be like, oh, look, it's like on a piece of wood now, which would have been boring. Minor boon. Aristil shares his bounty as long as you work for it. Whenever you roll a critical failure at a check to subsist in the wild, you get a failure instead. That's not that good. Critical failure to subsist is actually pretty bad from what I remember. I don't remember exactly what it does. Do you want to look at it really quick?
Sure.
Or do you want to look at it?
Yeah, I have a computer.
You have a computer with a command F? Major boon, you become a friend to the land. You can cast Speak with Plants as a divine innate spell. When you are in a healthy natural environment, the land sustains you without need of food or drink. You can cast Commune with Nature ritual without any secondary casters or secondary checks. Jesus. Wow. You should also look up Commune with Nature.
What's the first thing I'm looking at?
It's probably just kind of like do Commune with Nature first. That's going to be more interesting. That's because I think that gives you a lot of information. Right here. Look. Rituals by level 6.
It was on that same page.
Yeah.
As commune,
except okay, that's
we have to know what commune is before we know.
Oh, here, okay.
Yeah, so commune, you call upon an unknown planar entity to answer a question. This is a severity of your deity. If you have one if you have,
but all this is with a deity, which is not what we're doing because we're communing with nature.
Yeah.
So it's basically we're just looking at this.
Yeah, except for it's a primal spirit of nature instead of with a deity.
Yeah.
With a critical success, is it like you get a critical?
No, you get to just use it.
Oh, okay. So you contact a powerful entity aligned strongly with your interest, possibly even your deity. The entity won't attempt to deceive you, though it still might not know the answer when it's important. Okay, so I like that. So, oops, I just kicked the dog. So like if it's commune with nature, right, and you're like out there and you're trying to like figure out something or like hunt or do whatever it is. You're then communing with something that is a representative of nature that would help you in this situation. You know what I mean? Maybe you're like talking to the trees and the trees can tell you what direction this person you're hunting is going. Or, if you're having issues trying to survive in the forest, and you're having issues trying to live, you're able to commune with nature and then they'll be able to like assist you in something.
It's also a really cool role-playing thing because it's like, you can commune with your deity directly in a mechanically reliable way and then just be like, I need help coming to this decision, and the deity can say something appropriate for the context.
So for success on this, they'll answer you'll be able to ask a question and then you'll receive an answer.
Questions.
It's not yes or no.
Well, it defines it up here.
We'll answer yes or no. It says that 7 questions that could be answered with yes or no. So, like, they can give you more than yes or no. It's just that you have to ask questions that can be answered by yes or no. As in, like,
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Not necessarily. Yeah. Okay. But I like this. So success is basically you get to ask your questions and you receive an answer.
The entity answers with one-word answers such as yes or no, likely and unknown. Though it answers always reflect its own agenda and can be deceptive. So it does answer with only one word, but it's not necessarily yes or no.
I think as a GM, I would probably not listen to that.
Yeah. It would just be the difference between like a perception check and a critical success on a perception check where it's like you get information or you get some information. I don't like the part where it deceives you. On a failure, you just fail. And on a critical failure, you are exposed to the enormity of the cosmos and are stupefied for a week. Jesus. And it can't be removed by any means. That's terrifying.
Well, it could be deceptive. And I think that has to do with, I think the idea behind that is the fact that the GM doesn't want to give you the answer. Right?
Right.
Like, for example, if you're on like a long standard quest and you as a player think that you know the answer, like, for an example, for a while, I did a campaign where there was like a werewolf that was hidden in town, and there was like I put people against the werewolf. I think you were playing in this campaign with Lauren and Chelsea and Michaela.
Yes.
Well, I told one of the players, you need to make everyone think it was this werewolf that killed people.
Yep. And
if you have this major boon and you have a deity that would be deceptive, and you have this.
But I guess you're right. Like I think there should be misinformation as a part of this mechanic, but I don't.
I think there should be reason behind it.
I don't like the connotation of deceptive, where it's like, malicious.
Yeah.
I don't think it's malicious in nature, but I think sometimes it's not the correct information. Good choice. That's neat. Minor curse. Aristotle curses your table and punishes you for relying on others' hard work. Any food that you didn't grow, gather, or otherwise harvest yourself tastes like ash and leaves you fatigued. Damn. That doesn't have... I don't know if this is a mechanical... I don't think so. Never mind. And then major curse. Aristotle leaves you unable to have Jesus Christ.
It won't allow you to have Jesus Christ in your heart.
No, Aristotle leaves you unable to have children or otherwise reproduce or propagate if you do so in a different manner. This curse also affects your livestock, pets, and crops. Wow! Aristotle doesn't even mess you up. Aristotle leaves you alone. Aristotle messes up your lineage.
That's rough.
That's rough.
Holy hell.
Also, I mean, to be fair, least impactful one we've seen so far as like day-to-day mechanic stuff in a game.
But story-wise. That destroys you. You're like, you're barren.
You're like, well, I guess I take that back, actually, because it also affects your livestock, pets, and crops. So if you are a farmer and you get a major curse, a major curse from Aristotle, you're ruined. You die
because your crops won't grow.
Crops won't grow.
That's crazy. Also, chat says like farming, harvesting, and they also said, "LOL, I always have fun watching y'all conversations on Pathfinder."
We are glad.
I'm glad you enjoy it. We enjoy doing it.
This is that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not about. Wow.
That's metal as fuck.
That's metal as fuck. Look at that. It's metal as fuck in the sense that it looks very metal, but also it's just a lot of
I love this symbol too. Like the stone.
I mean, even
sword in the stone.
If you just cover this up, this is like the god of dwarves right here. Just gonna get rid of that. And then look at this. That's really neat. It's like some modern art stuff. Game of Thrones.
It's like Game of Thrones, like
we just got demonetized for saying that twice.
What, Game of Thrones? Oh, now we've been banned.
Yeah. Deleted channel. This is Gorum.
Mm-hmm.
Our Lord in Iron. Yeah,
well,
I buy that. Chaotic neutral, god of battle, strength, and weapons. This is going to be OP. All this stuff over here is going to be wildly OP, I anticipate. Realm, we don't know anything about that. Allies, enemies, temples, armories, battlefields, and fortresses. Buy that. Sacred animal, rhinoceros. Cool. That says rhinoceros, right? That says rhinoceros.
Yes.
Sacred colors, gray and red. Divine ability, strength, and constitution, to be expected. Some boons. Gorum grants you a weapon whenever you need one. You can use an interact action to draw 0-level non-magical iron weapons, even if you have no weapons on your person. That's great.
Yeah.
Such a weapon lasts only as long as you continue using it to attack and can't be sold, given away, melted for scrap iron, or the like. So basically, you are constantly ready for battle.
Yeah.
Like, I took all their weapons. Did you have a dagger? I have a sword, and you just like drop them and they vanish.
What's the alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
I can see Remy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially since like Remy, like that
always forgets their bastard sword.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they specifically said that unless they say they brought it,
they didn't bring it.
They didn't bring it.
When they said that, I was gonna have Croog start to try and make perception checks to find their bastards. Because like at some point, I mean, you could call that metagaming if you want to call that metagaming, but at a certain point, Croog's just going to be like, okay, fine. If you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
I can't have you not have your weapon on you. What is this?
Yeah.
But this would also be a fun
because it's like, I forgot my bastard sword. and then we're like, actually you have a boon,
yeah,
so
you could just make a new one.
Yeah, like literally you're like, I have another one. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool.
Major boon. Gorum feeds you the zeal of his undying warriors, allowing you to draw upon your own life force to fight on, and on without falling. Whenever you would be reduced to 0 hit points, you are instead healed to half your maximum hit points and become doomed 1, or increase your doomed condition by 1. I forgot doomed, but when you get to a certain level of doomed, I don't remember what it is, you die.
Yeah. 4.
4. Does it have any intermediate things, or is it just when you get to Doomed 4 you die? Wait, it's right here.
No, I was gonna get the condition cards.
Oh, good choice. That's cool.
Mhm.
That's like a feat in an MMO where like you get to just stay at 1 health for a while and keep using abilities, you know?
Oops.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
These are some other cards that we have. We were talking about cards. All right, let me find
You go through that. I'm gonna do curse.
Yeah.
Gorm reward.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, that was fast. Jeez.
The dying value in which you die is reduced by your doom value. If your maximum dying value is reduced to 0, you instantly die. When you get a full night's rest, your doom value decreases by 1.
So basically, it gives you 4 half health res.
Chet says you should know this, Croog.
Shut up with that. Look, when I get to level 20, I'll be so good at not dying.
If you can get there without...
Yeah, it's because I didn't take toughness at level 1 or 2.
Well, maybe you should have thought
Maybe
about
I
that.
should have taken toughness instead of... Well,
Whatever you took.
We won't. I know what I took. I regret it. I thought you were going to do certain things you didn't do. Let me rephrase that. I thought certain things would be more common that didn't end up being as common as I thought they would be.
Like what?
Large creatures.
Oh, well, I mean, you're level 1.
Yeah, I know.
Shut
up.
Like, there aren't that many, like, huge creatures at level 1.
Yeah, but large?
No, and
Aren't bears large?
I don't know. I'd have to look. Well, because medium size is like a horse, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know. No. Large is a horse.
Large is... yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I guess I thought it would be more prevalent. We went down the, like, koboldy, goblin-y, like, humanoid-sized things route. And so that feat ended up being less useful.
As a GM, you can always come to me.
I get that.
And be like, hey, I would like to see more of this type. And or, hey, I thought this would be more prevalent. Is there any way we can work out?
But I don't even feel bad about it.
Oh, okay.
I really don't.
Right.
It's not something that I would.
You don't regret it.
No. I'm going to be satisfied to infinity when we get into a situation where I want to grapple something that is larger than
But
myself.
will it also be beyond?
Probably, yeah.
All right, keep going. By the way, this is legitimately how we talk about notes when
like
we
how
do
you
GameGorgon.
told me to keep going and then immediately started talking.
Like I said, this is exactly how we do GameGorgon.
This is why it's edited. Where were we? Curse. Gorm rewards cowardice with frailty, not virility. I was thinking about this one over here.
Hey, guess what?
Fertility.
You're potent as fuck.
Any armor you wear and shield you wield reduces its... Whoa. Any armor you wear and shield you wield reduces its item bonus to AC by 2, minimum 0, and its hardness, hit points, and break threshold by half. Wow. Jeebus.
So basically, you're wearing armor. It's weak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't care because I don't use any of those things.
You also wouldn't worship this person.
Also true. You are unable... This is the major curse. You are unable to keep up with the rigors of combat. The moment our combat breaks out, you become fatigued and slowed 1. At the end of each of your turns, your slowed condition increases by 1?
It's almost like you're encumbered by a lot of armor.
These conditions end only when you are no longer in combat. You get to a point where you have 0 actions.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's shockingly OP. The major boon I think is very strong. Not too strong. Very, very strong though.
Yeah.
Like it's really strong, but also there's a point where you just instantly die.
Yeah.
Which isn't great.
I also would say that I love both the minor and the major boon.
Yeah. The minor boons is strong, not overpowered, and like flavorful and fun.
It's great flavor.
It's a fun thing. It's
Yeah.
something you could use to tell a joke just as easily as you could use it in combat to like make a difference. You know? I like this a lot, except for the overall theme, not my style, but I think it's really good. I like it a lot. Gozre. The wind and the waves.
I'm just saying, this would probably be a Robin.
I buy that. The neutral god of nature, the sea, and weather. Let's see. Temples. Areas of great natural beauty, lighthouses, mills, shorelines. Worshippers one of them is druids, which, yeah, okay. Guess what the sacred animal is? all animals.
Is it really?
Yeah, it says all.
All right.
Just says the word all in lowercase, which is hilarious. Sacred colors, blue and green. I buy that. Divine ability, constitution or wisdom. Alternate domain, cold and lightning. Alternate lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Robin. The intercessions. The minor blessing. Why is this one called a blessing?
Because it's maybe because those are more divine versus this being a primal deity.
But every other one.
So far, we've only gone through.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is. I don't know.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I'll keep going. Minor blessing. Gozray grants their guidance while at sea. You are under the constant effects of no direction and become trained in sailing lore. That's cool. Or another lore skill if you're already trained in sailing lore. That's cool. I dig that.
Yeah, it's whatever.
This is whatever.
It's flavorful.
Yeah. Gozray blesses
you with their wind.
Wind in your stride. You gain a plus 30-foot status bonus to your speeds, and you gain a fly speed equal to your land speed.
Yeah.
I want that. That's really good. 30-foot status bonus is really big. That's you double your speed in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
You more than double your speed in a lot of cases.
In most of them, I would say.
Yeah. That's crazy. I love that. That's hella strong. That's just like, I think this is the most combat consequential one we've seen so far. That's really good. Major curse. Lightning begins to strike twice. You gain weakness 5 to electricity, and any natural or magical bolts of lightning always target you. I love that. Rather than other creatures around you. I like how it also doesn't give a range for that. It doesn't say like, oh, if a creature within 10 feet of you is targeted by lightning, it hits you instead. No, it's just around you. So your GM can just make that whatever they want. They can be, oh yeah, they're in the same combat as you. They're 50 feet away, but like, whoop.
Yep.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Don't piss that god off.
Yeah, maybe it's just if you're a valid target.
Maybe. Yeah, if you're within range
of the
that
caster.
spell.
Yeah. That's terrifying. Really situational, but terrifying.
You could also just as
shit, that was the minor curse.
Yeah. And not only that,
that's
like
really scary.
As a GM, guess what? Oh, storm clouds are growing. Yeah, exactly.
Major curse. Those who displease Gozray are shunned by nature itself. All animals and non-sapient plant creatures are hostile to you. And any animal companion or familiar abandons you. Wow. That's just emotionally rough. Sapient plant's attitude towards you begins 2 categories worse than normal, as something about you seems repugnant to them. While plants and animals might not attack you outright, if it is not normally in their nature to do so while they are hostile, dogs growl at you, cats hiss, and so on. So you're just like a pariah to the natural world. That's, I mean, depending on the context of your game, that could be almost meaningless to you.
Mm-hmm. I think that both of those, well, because leshies do exist, right? The idea behind that, unless your GM's like super not doing that. But like, if you as a druid are following this, like plants and animals are going to be a part of your story.
If you're a druid, you're hosed, I think, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, imagine summoning an animal and then having it just be like, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, like the dogs are right now.
Like the dogs are right now, just running around in circles. I mean, yeah, in a certain light, this is really bad, but also, I mean, if you're worshiping this deity.
We are going over Gods of Magic right now. That's the book that we are going over.
That one. That's terrifying. Iamide, the Inheritor, the lawful good goddess of honor, justice, rulership, and valor. Temples, castles, cathedrals. What was that? That was weird.
The dogs are running around.
Yeah. Castles, cathedrals, large and immaculately kept buildings. Her worshippers are aristocrats, crusaders, judges, knights, rulers, and soldiers.
You're welcome, warrior long night.
The sacred animal is the lion. The sacred colors are the red and the white. The divine ability, strength, and constitution, and the alternate domain is duty.
Yeah, you said duty.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't happening.
All I think is, honestly, all I'm thinking is Seven Nation Army in my head right now.
Seven Nation Army. What does that have to do with duty?
No, red and white.
Oh, okay. You're making a duty joke. Let's talk about intercessions. Minor boon. You always present yourself at your best. Your clothing and purse. Oh, we talked about this too, didn't we?
Maybe.
I think maybe in passing, but basically your stuff doesn't get dirty.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And then Major Boon. Iamade imbues your blade with great powers. Longswords you wield gain the axiomatic, holy, and major strike. Jesus Christ, that's really fucking strong. Longswords you wield gain the axiomatic, holy, and major striking runes while you hold them. That's actually even better because if you drop it on the ground and somebody else picks it up, it's just a normal...
Yep.
That's messed up. That's stupid strong. These property runes count towards the number... Oh, they do count to the number of runes you can have on your weapon. And if this would cause your weapon to exceed its limit, choose which ones to keep each day when you prepare. That's actually also stupid good. Because you basically can overload a weapon with runes. You have some of them that, you know, are actually imbued into the weapon and some of them that you imbue with your Major Boon. And
also this next sentence.
Oh shit, you get a +2 status bonus to attack rolls with longswords. Dang! That's really good! That's I take it back. This is the most combat.
Thus far.
Yeah.
We're still in... No, we're in the eyes. I don't know if it's alphabetical.
That's terrifying. Minor curse. Your blade and armor have dulled like lead. Can lead not be sharpened? Pencils. That's graphite. Your weapons, armor, and shields have half their usual hit points and break thresholds. We've seen that before, but the other one also reduced the AC and it was a major curse. Major curse. All blades reject your wicked heart. Damn. Any weapon you wield automatically becomes broken after you strike with it. This curse can't break artifacts or similarly powerful weapons. So if you're just like wielding mundane weapons, it's just like...
That's cool.
I love that. That's
But it's artifacts. So even if you have an item that has got runes in it, it's still not an artifact.
Yeah.
So you're literally like,
it can break magical weapons.
Yeah.
It does break magical weapons as long as they're not
an artifact
or similarly powerful weapons. That's, I mean, to be fair, every GM will have a different interpretation of similar.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if this is Croog's deity. And look at the artwork for them.
Oh yeah, that's hot. That's super abstract and weird. Oh, it says Iori. Or Aurori. Do you see that? It says it. I-R-O-R-I.
Yeah.
And it says
every direction because his name is spelled the same way forward as backwards.
Yeah. It's an palindrome. And no, not onomatopoeia. Palindrome?
Palindrome.
Yeah, palindrome. The Master of Masters. Oh God, I'm so excited to read this. Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. I just like it's like that person that's like super excited about something. And you're just like, oh God.
Look at how cool he is. Look at him go. Lawful neutral, god of history, knowledge, and self-perfection. Oh, that's the Croog life right there. The self-perfection. Even though Kroog's not perfect, leave me alone.
Yeah, he dies a lot.
Shut up. He's died 0 times. Temples, dojos, libraries, and monasteries. Worshippers, hermits, historians, martial artists, monks, and scholars. The sacred animals, the snail.
That's actually weird.
I love that though. That's so quirky.
Yeah, I mean, I want like the snail.
Because it's like you're being like slow and methodical, right?
Yeah, but there are other slow and methodical creatures.
I'm sure.
Like the tortoise makes sense.
Yeah, tortoise does make sense. Maybe a tortoise is somebody else's.
Maybe, yeah. The snail just seems too fragile for the monk.
Sure.
You know, like.
Well, I mean, I take that back. I agree with that based on
our conversation just now.
Yeah. Sacred colors: blue and white. Divine ability, intelligence, or wisdom. All alternate domains: change or vigil. This is the part I'm excited for.
All right, this one I say we read all of it.
Yeah, of course. Fucking of course, man. The intercessions. Minor boon. Iori grants you great insight and knowledge. Once when you roll a failure at a check to recall knowledge, you get a critical success instead. Furthermore, the check loses the secret trait. So you know for sure that the result was a critical success. Ooh, baby. Iori typically grants this boon for an extremely consequential check to recall knowledge. Dang, that's good. I mean, I'm very biased here. What do you think? I'm going to think these are all good because it's
okay. I think it's situational.
It is.
It's very much like the first DD that we went to.
It's objectively good. These are the ones that say grants the boon for something is extremely consequential. They're objectively good because it's always extremely consequential.
Yeah.
So it's just how often are you going to get to use it?
Yeah. But the thing is that you gain a minor boon, unless it specifically says that it only lasts for a day. You have that minor boon when it, like, you have been granted this minor boon.
Yeah.
And then so all throughout your, you may never end up using it, right? But then, like, the time you do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna actually take a step back really quick and just read this about when the deity grants the boons. Iori grants his boons to those making progress on their paths towards perfection. I have the trait that's called this.
Again, if you show reason why you're worshiping this person, like, you haven't mentioned him once.
That's true. To be fair, we haven't had a reason to.
Yep.
He avoids bestowing misfortune as punishment, preferring to do so only to give an individual a challenging obstacle to overcome to help them progress on their quest for self-perfection. Fucking love that. Okay, moderate boon. Your body rebuilds after adversity, becoming stronger. You can cast Wholeness of Body as an occult key spell. If you didn't have one already, you gain a focus pool with with one focus point and are trained in occult spell attack rolls and spell DCs. Blah, blah, blah. So you basically gain...
You gain one ability that you can use once.
So this is 100% useless for my character because I can already... I mean, I guess unless I just don't take this ability. Or I can just retrain out of it if I get this boon. Right?
Or it basically allows you to do it another time.
No, because it says if you don't have a focus pool.
Oh, yeah.
So this doesn't give you an extra focus point. That would be very strong if it did. Major boon. You can temporarily ascend to greater form. You can cast 8th level Righteous Might. Please look up 8th level Righteous Might. I'll give you $1, thanks. You can cast 8th level Righteous Might once per day as an occult innate spell. When you do, your form appears unremarkable rather than clad in... Oh, that's nice. Your form appears unremarkable rather than clad in powerful armaments because... The master.
What was it again?
Righteous Might. Righteous Might.
Thank you.
I think it's probably going to be just like one of those high-level spells that turns you into a visage of something and gives you, like, oh, your AC is set to 38 and you get +7 to attack bonuses and it lasts for 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. The spelling always throws me off.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to keep going with the curses. Minor curse. Iori challenges you to seek another path rather than treat every problem as a nail just because you have your hammer. If you select a check for which you have a higher bonus when another method would have been more appropriate for the situation, such as using deception to lie through life because it's your highest modifier, even if it would be better to reach a compromise through diplomacy, you must roll twice and take the lower result. Wow!
All right, so
that's calling out some players.
Righteous Might, AC equals 20 plus your level. You ignore your armor check penalties and speed reductions.
Okay.
10 temporary hit points. Speed becomes 40. Resistance 3 against physical damage. Dark vision. You have a special attack with Righteous Armament version of your favorite weapon, which is the only attack that you can use. Your attack modifier with this special weapon is +21, and your damage bonus is +8 or +6 if it's a ranged. If your attack modifier with your deity's favorite weapon is higher, you can use it instead. You deal 3 of your weapon's normal damage dice or 3 damage dice of one size larger if your weapon is a simple weapon with a d4 or d6 damage die. The weapon has one of the following properties that matches your deity's alignment. Holy, unholy.
Yeah.
But an athletic modifier is +23 unless your own modifier is higher. Now, it specifically says 8th level, right?
Yeah.
So heightened to 8th level, your battle form is large and your weapons have a 10-foot reach or 15-foot reach if your deity's favorited weapon already has reach. You must have enough space to expand into the space unless the spell is lost. You instead gain +21 plus your level
for AC.
15 temporary hit points, resistance 4 against physical damage, and your modifier is +28 damage.
+28 attack modifier.
Yeah, and then +15 for damage bonus.
12
for range, and your athletics is +29.
Jesus!
That's major boon? Or is that? Yeah, I can see that.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
it.
I like that a lot. Jesus, okay.
Croog's like, I can't stand up for
Get that at level 2. Just mess stuff up. Because it's 8th level no matter what. Because it's just like... Yeah. Okay, anyways, that's terrifying. Okay, the minor curse is trolly as fuck.
Okay.
Did you?
No, I was looking.
It was really long. Yeah. So basically, if you use a check just because it's your highest check and you should have used something else because it makes more sense for the situation, you have to roll twice and take the lower result.
So it's just
So if you're using or if you're using deception because that's your highest modifier, but you should be using diplomacy.
The way I think about it is athletics versus acrobatics. Yeah. Because that one goes back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's
and especially by table, because some people do it correctly, some people don't do it.
Yeah,
correctly.
it's like, okay, well, I'm climbing this rope. All right, use athletic. Well, I don't know. It kind of seems a little
acrobatic.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, I'll give it to you. In this situation, it's like, cool, do it, but roll twice.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Moderate curse rarely challenge you to adapt to adversity in order to perfect yourself. You become weighed down as if under heavy weights, becoming clumsy too, and encumbered until you accomplish a challenging task of yours choosing. I love that too. That's really good. Major curse. Area makes all living creatures. Oh my god. Area makes all living creatures forget your existence. This can be further compounded by
Felicia.
Yeah, by raising your Area's ire, resulting in your name being obliterated from all written records. In both cases, memories and writings rearrange themselves to omit you smoothly rather than leaving obvious gaps. Wow. That's interesting. How does that work with your party?
You never existed.
That's ridiculous. So you just like, I mean, they forget your existence, but they still see you.
Yeah.
So you can start over.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That is, I think so far, that's the most roleplay impactful thing that we've seen.
I mean, roleplay specific? Because being barren kind of sucks.
Yeah, but you could very easily just have not wanted to have children. That doesn't impact you at all. This objectively impacts you.
Yeah.
If you're role-playing at all. That's ridiculous.
There's the skull bikini.
That's so gross. That's so gross. Come on. Look at that. That's so gross. I don't like it. That's gross.
Big old bulbous belly.
Big old belly with the face. Lamashtu, I guess.
Mother of monsters.
I buy that. Chaotic evil goddess of aberrants, monsters, and nightmares.
Okay, so then this makes way more sense though.
What?
Like the way that they look. It's a combination of a bunch of different monsters combined.
Yeah.
Like you've got like almost dragon or harpy feet.
The dragon tail, the
wings, like all
gross, describing the wings. And the
so
face.
this is like all the different aberrations. You know, it makes sense.
Look at how they're represented as a jar with organs in it.
And, I mean, it's very much like Egyptian culture.
Yeah.
Like ancient Egyptian culture.
Yeah. Temples, caverns, ruined buildings, abandoned orphanages. Abandoned orphanages, as if... Okay. Worshippers, gnolls, goblins, monsters, and outcasts. Sacred animals, jackal. Sacred colors, red and yellow. Divine ability, constitution, or strength. Alternate domains, change.
Changes!
Minor boon. You gain either an unarmed strike that deals 1d6 damage, or one that deals 1d4 damage and has the finesse and agile traits. Oh, I see. Okay. Whether the attack deals bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing damage depends on the mutation. If the unarmed strike replaces a limb, you can still use the mutated limb for its original function. Lamashtu chooses the form and function of your mutation. I didn't read the sentence. Lamashtu's touch mutates a part of your body. That's the thing I didn't read for some reason.
Here's a sword now.
That sounds permanent to me too, which is terrifying and gross. Major boon. Lamashtu uses your body. Oh God. Lamashtu uses your body to birth a new monster, regardless of your gender. Once per day, you can spend 1 minute to birth a monster, determined by the GM, which rips its way from your belly. The monster's level is up to your level, and it does as it pleases, following Lamashtu's will. Though it doesn't attack you, unless you have lost her favor. You are drained free from the ordeal. That's very gross.
So chat wants to know if you have a deity that you currently follow in Cordocovids.
Yes.
So yeah, he does. He has not made it a part of his gameplay though.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We have had little time to explore that part of our characters. Well, so far.
I mean, I would say that I would say that you have had opportunities, and I would even say that you do things that could be correlated, but you've never were given it name.
Yeah, I mean,
Right? The idea of waking up every morning and doing your rituals that you do. That is something we have talked about.
Yeah. I feel like Croog actively works to improve himself constantly, and that's like his only real motivation.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like we haven't had a chance to sit down and be like, well, this is the deity I worship. Like, that exposition hasn't happened because
which I will tell you, I don't want to happen as a GM. Like, I don't want you to explain, well, I worship this person.
No,
like, I want it to come up like for example, when you are talking about like, oh, you know, in the like, oh, what did you do? Like, what do you do this morning? And you're like, okay, well, I get up and I do my run that I always do every morning.
There's no reason for me to be like, because I worship.
Yeah, but there is. I mean, that's exactly like you have explained that you've done it because you have a ritualistic aspect to your life. But explaining that the ritual aspect is because of the deity that you do versus kind of leaving it aloof. Because right now I would say that it's aloof of why you do it, but saying like, okay, and then in my meditation, I am meditating to Iore, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So like, I think that those opportunities exist and they have existed, but like, I don't think there'll ever be a time of exposition unless we're like, okay, we're time jumping like 6 months. What did you do during that time? Well, I worship the hell out of Iore. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it would be neater if it happened in a situation where that was the focus of the conversation instead of just like, oh, what did you do? Like, I don't want to just like shoehorn like, oh, this is my character's like religious beliefs into just like the rest period. You know?
And I think depending on the deity, it would make sense to do that or not do that. And the reason I'm saying that is like that deity, you know, whether they want to be known or not known, right? And the idea behind that is that if you are in fact going to get a boon or a blessing in some cases, you're going to have to align yourselves with that. And so like keeping something a secret may work really well with certain deities. With others, it doesn't necessarily work.
Yeah, and I mean, my personal like assessment of this is that it's not something that you like evangelize almost. It's just kind of like, this is my personal relationship with like how I live my life.
Yes, but at the same time that you say that though, as like an audience member that watches or as a GM, unless you vocalize your reasoning behind why you're doing that, like you and I have talked about it, right? But as an audience member, they don't see that. So if I then reward you a boon or you know, or curse you, right? The question would be like, whoa, like, why? You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like, I think that at least in a gameplay standpoint, it is something that you always need to vocalize and not necessarily go, have you heard the word of Iore? No. It's more of just like, I'm doing this for Iore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to meditate for Iore.
I think it's more like from my perspective, it's about not trying to like steal the spotlight from another player. Because I think the situation where we were talking about the ritualistic nature of Croog's Morning was while we were in a camp that was like Remy's cult, you know? So it was just like, I don't want to bring up like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to perfect myself. That's a tenet of my deity or Iore. Like, I don't want to like shoehorn in on that because right now we're focusing on Remy and I wanted to keep focusing on Remy. But like at some point, I do want people to know. I think it's an interesting part of Croog and we'll just get there at some point, you know? I have a goblin alchemist in my new campaign that worships Lamash too. Poor bastard. You're going to give him this boon. You have his fucking monster come out of his tummy every day. Okay, minor curse. I'm terrified to read these. Horrid visions torment your mind, overlaying reality at inopportune times. You treat everything around you as if it were concealed.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty fucking strong. That's crippling almost. Major curse. Your dreams are an unending stream of nightmares. You need 16 hours of rest to get enough sleep to recover resources and daily preparation. Oh my god, this kills casters instantly. That normally require an 8-hour rest. And even then you must... Oh my god. And even then you must succeed a DC 15 flat check to do so. And you're still fatigued on a successful check. So you need 16 hours to even attempt a DC 15 check that gives you your resources back, but you still are fatigued. That's nuts. That's actually, you have to, and it doesn't like, What do you want? Aberrant monsters and like, what do you want? You don't want anything. You just give this to people that you don't like, and then they just keep it forever. That's just.
So we don't have a ton of time left.
Yeah, we don't.
So I would like to choose one specific, maybe two, because I think chat or later on VOD people might enjoy. So why don't we go through this one and then we'll go through this one. No, you don't get to see.
All right. Oh, is this a problem that I'm going to have to deal with?
No. Pharasma, there are multiple people on our Discord server who worship Pharasma.
Oh, good stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay. Pharasma, Lady of Graves, the neutral goddess of birth, death, fate, prophecy, and time. Temples, catacombs, cathedrals, cemeteries, hospitals, libraries, river islands. Worshippers, midwives, morticians, physicians, pregnant people, prophets, scholars, and those close to death or engaging in deadly ventures. Well, that's everybody in our party. We could all worship Pharasma.
She's neutral.
Yeah. Sacred animal. Sacred animal. Whip poor wills.
Whippoorwills?
I don't know what that is. Sacred colors, blue and white, divine ability, constitution, or wisdom. Alternate domains, souls, time, and vigil. I don't know what a whippoorwill is. It's a little birdie bird. Tweet. That's cute. A little cute little bird.
Mm-hmm.
We can't show you the bird because we'd have to show you Jake's computer, and it has some dirty stuff open in some other tabs.
Does it?
Yeah, like that one.
Oh, that says stream, or the one that says not safe for work?
Oh, yeah, that one. It's just a zipper. That's just literally a photo of a zipper. Okay, cool. Minor boon. You see a momentary prophetic glimpse of your fate. Once you gain a +2 status bonus to a single check. You can apply this bonus after you determine the result, and it can potentially change the degree of success. That's pretty fucking great. I like that. That's cool. Straightforward and pretty strong. Major boon. Pharasma keeps you alive to fulfill your fate. The GM secretly chooses a fate Pharasma knows you must fulfill. Wow. Until you fulfill this fate, anytime you would die, a grave but non-fatal misfortune instead befalls you. You take at least a full day to recuperate, and you potentially face permanent consequences, but you don't die. If you would have died even once without this boon, once your fate is complete, you let out a final sigh, then die peacefully. Wow! That's super cool! This is now the most roleplay consequential thing. Because you get to do the thing that your character wants to do. You're guaranteed the ability to do the thing your character wants to do. And then you die peacefully. That's super cool. I love that. That gave me shivers, kind of.
I like it.
That's great.
Also, chat says, yes, Pharasma!
Yeah!
See, I knew you like it.
That's an awesome... Oh, since it's Discord server, do you want to do
Sure.
that? So we're going to take a step back, do moderate boon. You gain a greater mastery over the energies of life and death. Your strikes deal 1 positive damage to undead. Your spells that deal positive damage to undead gain a +1 status bonus to damage per spell level. And your spells that heal the living gain a +1 status bonus to the hit points restored per level. That's a lot of different numbers and stuff, but I think that works out to really strong. Like, imagine level 10, you just gain a +10 status bonus to health for healing spells. That's really good. Minor curse. Horrifying or enticing visions of your final judgment distract you from the task at hand. You take a -2 status penalty to initiative rolls. Okay. Moderate curse. Fate turns against you and reveals dire portents. Divination such as augury cast by you or that involve you always suggest woe. Once per day after you attempt to check, the GM can... Wow. Once per day after you attempt to check, the GM can make the result of the roll a natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks to suck. Wow. That, you know when you say, like, oh, the GM's picking on me, but, like, in this case, you'd really be.
That's a natural 1.
Yeah, it's a natural 1 instead. Especially if they actually rolled a 20, and then you're like, oh, glad you're celebrating over there. That's a natural 1. Major curse. That was the moderate curse, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Major curse. Pharasma wills the end of your life and your lineage. You become unable to have children or otherwise procreate by any means, including create spawn abilities, and are permanently doomed to. I thought this was going to be a copy-paste of the elk dude, but it's very not a copy-paste of the elk dude. That's... I would have died for sure if I was If I was major cursed by Pharasma.
So you remember how you were talking about edgelordy and you were like, oh, I don't like that, right?
Yeah, just a personal thing.
I'm going to show you the
edgelordiest of edgelords.
I wouldn't say the most edgelordy of edgelords, but I would say...
Is it edgelordiest? Is this Arturo right here?
Where? That isn't...
Arturo's not...
a Kenku? No. Arturo is...
Well, you had a Kenku rogue, didn't you, at one point?
Yeah, I did a long time ago. Where is this person? Why can I not find them?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a deity.
Ooh, I like
there it is.
Wow. That's cool, though. I like that.
Look, read about her. Look at her symbol.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I don't like it. Sacred animal's a fly, Jacob.
Just watch.
I don't like it. How do you pronounce this? Urgathoa. Urgathoa. The Pallid Princess. The neutral evil, goddess of disease, gluttony, and undeath. Temples, cathedrals, crypts, feasts, halls, graveyards, worshippers, gluttons, necromancers. I don't know what that word is.
Which one?
Sybarites.
How do you spell it?
Sybaritess.
Hold on.
Okay.
Sybaritess. A person who is self-indulgent in their fondness of sensuous luxury.
Interesting. Okay. And undead.
That's your $10 word for the day.
I'm not going to give you any money. Sacred animal fly. Sacred colors, green and red. Divine ability, constitution, or wisdom. Alternate domains, decay and sweat. Okay, let's talk about intercessions. Minor boon. You feast on the spoils of life and death. You gain the benefits of the Iron Gut Goblin heritage, regardless of your ancestry. If you already have the heritage, the circumstance bonus increases to +4. That's really good. And major boon. When you contract I'm dumb. When you contract contagions, you experience fever dreams filled with insight. Once afflicted with a disease, you gain the effects of foresight with yourself as the target until no longer afflicted with any disease. That's very interesting. This is the only one that makes something that's initially bad good while not removing the original effect completely. That's interesting. Minor curse. You must overindulge or partake in forbidden feasts before you find yourself even remotely sated. You need to eat 20 times as much food as normal to avoid starvation, though you always feel hungry regardless of how much you eat. If you dine on the flesh and blood of sapient creatures, you need to eat only the normal amount of such meals, and your hunger abates. Cool deity, man.
That was the minor curse.
It was a great deity that you picked. Major curse. Urgathoa teaches you that pointless lives in slavery to death and morality are bound to end in tragedy. You develop an incurable wasting disease that leaves you clumsy 2, enfeebled 2, and unable to move except by crawling. This disease never progresses further to kill you, but it passes to your friends and loved ones merely by sight, wasting them away unto death before your eyes and causing them to rise as undead to haunt you. What the fuck? That's the most metal thing in the book. Holy shit. That's crazy. You can only crawl.
And look at the art. Look at
yeah.
That's all bones.
Oh my god. I like how amorphisms. The following phrases are common among the followers of Urgathoa. May you dine forever. I want to actually, just real quick. I know that you don't want to keep going, but may Aurori forget you. As the god of history, it's accepted that Aurori knows all that has transpired. Cursing someone so that Aurori forgets them implies a wish that they did not exist, and is particularly hurtful among friends and family. A variant, may Aurori forget this, is commonly uttered after an uncommonly embarrassing or farcical, I don't know that word. Remember, so you may light the way, and there is no perfection without change. I love that.
See, what I like about it is that you can take this as a player, read through these 2 pages,
Yeah.
right? And it will, especially if, like, for example, the conversation we're having about like whether Croog or not like worships a deity. This is ways that you can interject Iore.
This is, I actually never thought of like having like a little curse, you know, like a little, not like a curse like in a mechanical curse, but like a
curse word.
G darn it, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of that, just being like, may Aurora forget you.
Or in Arc 1, when you and Remy were in the bar and Remy hits the bartender over the head with a may I already forget this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of the main thing about this book that's valuable, is that like you get kind of a sneak peek into how the people that built the deities imagined the worshippers like behaving, right? And so you get this like insight into like what the role play would feel like, but it's not something that you have to stick to. I can just take these and make up my own 4th one, and it would be totally valid. I mean, it's an inconsequential change to the world, right? But it's also something fun that you can like spend some time thinking about, you know? I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I like this book a bunch.
Yeah. And we haven't
we haven't even read any of this like super awesome. I mean, I'm super gonna go and read this.
Like, okay, so we have gotten through 33 pages.
Yeah.
Right? And we have skipped a large chunk of them. We're literally reading like a little bit here, a little bit here. Like, the fact is that we've been doing this for about an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
Like almost 2 hours. Right?
Would have been an hour and a half if I got here sooner.
I think it would have been 2 hours if you would have gotten here sooner.
It's a joke.
Oh.
You could have just left it there.
But the thing is, we've got so much more that we can go through.
What was that?
Which was what?
Is this a monk person that I saw?
That is not a monk person.
Oh, it's a strong man.
This god is cool. She actually throws lions or tigers at people.
That's pretty
as
OP.
a weapon, as like a ranged weapon.
That's pretty OP.
Anyways, so thank you so much for joining us tonight and listening to us go through this book. I think this is something we're going to have to come back to.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this and you would like to see us do this more often, let us know. Like, hit us up on Twitter and hit us up on Facebook. I think this is the first Filthy Casual Fridays I want to post on YouTube.
I'm down. I want to edit it, though.
Sure.
I mean, if you don't mind it not being immediately posted, if you don't want to, maybe how about we post it and then we do like a highlights cut?
Well, I was going to
because I think people would want it in its entirety.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it depends on what people want. You know what I mean? Like, because I think the idea is that this is us goofing around talking about it, and I think GameGorgon is our edited version of that.
Sure. So you want to go do this again in GameGorgon?
No. What I'm saying is, like, if there is something specific that, or like aspects of this that makes sense for GameGorgon, like, for example, I have no problem going through this entire book, right? And then going, oh, these are key things that we should talk about in GameGorgon.
That Ewok said this was basically Unabridged GameGorgon, lol, GG, Unabridged. You just said what I said!
But yes, it literally is GameGorgon unedited. Like, this is like, and so I think the aspect is that if there is stuff in books, like, because a while back we had discussed that we wanted to like do a long all-day stream where we read through like the core rule book or something like that, like as a means for charity. The thing is that this took us almost 2 hours and we got through 33 pages.
And it wasn't complete by any means.
Exactly.
If this was like a more mechanic dense book, if it was like all of these were intercessions, we would have gone 4 or 5 pages.
Exactly. And so I think the idea is that if this is something like, I think we post this. Yeah. Other than the like 10 minutes in the very beginning where I literally like, no. The first 10 minutes is just a hold screen. So I'll cut that out. If people enjoy it and they like it, then they can let us know in the comments of that video. It's like, yeah, I keep doing this. If not, then like, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, you guys saying thank you very much for coming and watching us.
I had fun.
Yeah, if you want to see our actually edited down version of just exactly this, head over to YouTube and watch GameGorgon, because that's what we do. And we just had a video that came out today about the Leshy, which was super awesome. And there might be people on our Discord server that are going to change ancestries because of it. But we've got so much to go through. Like we're going through this.
That's true.
We have
We probably shouldn't even come back to this book at all in GameGorgon because we have so much. We're so behind with like the pace of the content coming out.
and the GM's guide is coming out.
Yeah.
And then there's so much.
I'm so excited for the GM's guide.
GM's guide coming out. I think we have another bestiary this year, and then we have another character guide, Lost Omens character guide that will have tieflings in it. But yeah, we're so behind. Like I would say that this, like books like this, which is like fluff almost, that has mechanical benefits but aren't something like, maybe we do like an overview episode of GameGorgon where we just like, this is what this book supplies, right? And then we do episodes of Filthy Casual Friday where we just like bullshit and talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I like now that we're talking about it, I like Filthy Casual Friday being a way to touch on topics that we don't have time to in GameGorgon, like that we don't have time to devote hours and hours of editing. We just spend like a quick like hour and a half recording it and then doing it live because it's fun to talk to chat and then posting it on YouTube. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Let us know what you fucking think about that, I guess.
That being said, good night, everyone.
I just gotta not curse though, that's the problem.
What? Well, you can't curse within the first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Bye, everyone.
I didn't see the I just wanted the splash screen's really funny. I didn't see it before and I like it. Thank you. Okay, we're good. We're done now. Bye.